Scotland's a wild and lovely place.
But there's a change we must embrace.
Scotland's water's world class.
No doubt.
So, take a refillable bottle.
When you go out,
It's your water, your life.
top up from the tap with Scottish water.
Fresh, cool, clear.
And only available right here.
We were so close to getting to a Scottish national records as well, and in fact we did get a Scottish club record. The top 4 teams, Paul, in the relay yesterday were faster than the previous Scottish record. What about that? I'm Duncan McKinnell, by the way, and I'm joined in the commentary box by Paul Noble, the one and only Paul Noble. Welcome, Paul.
Thanks, Duncan. But good to be here. It's been a while since I've been at a short course meet here in the Commonwealth pool. I'm used to seeing it at the long course, but 25 metre length today in the short course. I was watching from home last night on the live stream. Very exciting, as you said. A great way to finish. We love a relay, don't we?
We do, absolutely. And a mixed relay is always fun. We've got later on this morning we'll have the mixed medley relay, and of course that adds an extra dimension when you've got the 4 strokes. Here's what's coming up. You can see that medley relay at the end of the program this morning. Start off with female 200 individual medley, 200 freestyle for the male and open, then 100 butterfly and 100 breaststroke, 50 free, 50 back, 200 breast, 200 butterfly, 100 back, 100 IM, 400 freestyle for the females, and then that medley relay. So we've got lots of the swimmers who excelled yesterday back again swimming today in that 200 IM. Katie Shanahan, who had a mighty battle with Holly McGill in the 200 backstroke, just edging out Holly at the end there, but that was a super race. So we'll see her in the 200 IM, of course. Very strong IMer, Katie Shanahan, with that brilliant performance in the 400 IM in the Olympics, and bronze medalist in the British Championships in 200 IM. Grace Davison, the swimmer from Northern Ireland, is looked very strong yesterday in the 100 freestyle, so she'll be swimming a couple of races today, including that 200 IM. Men's 200 freestyle, Jack McMillan looked excellent. Of course, he was part of that Olympic team in the 4x2.
Yeah, he was great, and he looked good in the relay as well, didn't he, in that 50 freestyle relay. Obviously, we know him as a 200 freestyler speciality, Jack McMillan, but he looked really swift in that 50 in the relay.
Yeah, and Cameron Brooker, who was very strong in the 200 backstroke. They had a real Bath battle in the 200 backstroke yesterday, 1, 2, 3 for Bath, but Cameron Brooker goes in the 200 freestyle.
A Bath battle, I like that.
Bath battle, yeah. 100 butterfly for the females. That will be a repeat of such a close race in the 50 last night. Kiana McInnes and Lucy Grieve, and then of course we've got Kira Schlosson as well, could be in about the mix.
Kathleen Dawson as well is entered in that 100 butterfly as well.
Yep.
So
that's something different.
Kathleen.
Something different from her. 100 breaststroke for the men. Rory Dixon, the winner in the 50, in a it looked very strong actually, it did, but you can see we've got our first program. We can't get through the program, there's so much to talk about, but we've got to get right into the action. First event is female 200 IM, so there will be 5 heats. The fastest 5 heats go this morning, and then we get the remaining heats this afternoon session. So there's your lineup for the first session. We've got Catherine Boddy, University of Aberdeen, Amber Hinton of Dumfries, Eloise Herbert of Tadcaster, Mary Mszczenko, University of Aberdeen, Erin Jones of Newcastle, Sophia Kelly of Tadcaster, and Ella Smith of Borough of Stockton. It's great to have these teams up from the northeast of England joining us in Edinburgh this weekend. Of course, they could have gone to Sheffield, but we're delighted that they've come to Edinburgh.
Yeah, I suppose, English Championships also in the northeast of England. You could probably say that Sheffield in the northeast region of England, but it's a nice little trip up the A1, isn't it, for a lot of these regular visitors to here in Edinburgh. As we go through, coming down to the halfway mark, as we go through the bottom, those 2 yellow marked lanes you'll see on your screen there are lanes 4 and 5. Mary Mszczenko in 4, furthest away from us, and Erin Jones in 5, and it is Mszczenko, I think, first to the wall there, 107.10. Amber Hinton, the youngest in the field, Duncan, 14 years of age. So one to watch out for Amber Hinton.
Yeah, she looked absolutely superb in the 800 freestyle, junior champion in the 800 free, and a very, very exciting prospect from Dumfries. So she is going very nicely indeed in lane 2 there, and she's not far behind Mary Mszczenko, over from the Ukraine, and has been the last few years now in Aberdeen, and it's great to have her as part of the program. up there under Patrick Miley, and she is holding on to her lead of about a body length of the 150, 149.51. Her entry time 2:25, so she needs to come back in around about a 36. Going to be there or thereabouts, I would think.
Yeah, it's looked a positive off the wall there for Mary Mischenko. Looks like she's going to hold off the challenge of Amber Hinton right up there in lane number 2, and also going well down in lane number 6, Sophia Kelly, but it looks like it is going to be Mary Mischenko. Entry time 2:25.77. Look at that, 2:22.55. That's an excellent start to the morning. Ella Smith it was who came through in second. Apologies, Ella. Got my lanes wrong there in that first race. It was lane 7 who came through, 2:23.78. Another excellent swim for Ella Smith, Borough of Stockton, and it is the youngster Amber Hinton in third place.
Yeah, nice to see those improvements on entry times for those top 3 swimmers there. So getting us off to an excellent start there. So exciting.
Yeah, there's the lineup for the next heat. Millie Cammett up the top of your screen. City of Sunderland, Sarah Smith, Warren Derbaths in 2, Beth Richardson, Tynemouth in 3. Amy McLeod and Alice Cumming in the centre lanes. There's City of Glasgow. Tadcaster's Ruby Robinson goes in lane number 6. In lane 7, Lily Ella Curran from Newcastle. And right down at the bottom is Morvan Adams. Going well in the early stages, Morvan Adams in the outside lane, lane number 8.
Yeah, quite an experienced swimmer, Morvan, been a stalwart of the Dundee programme for a good number of years, 23 now. And she's certainly off to a good start in the fly, but so in the centre lanes is Alice Cumming, and she just nicks it at the split there, 30.51 against Morvan's 30.54. They've got about 8 tenths on Amy McLeod in third as we see them coming down. Looks like in the backstroke, Morvan is back into the lead though, and very strong backstroker as you can see, and she is pushing it out strongly here. Don't have a huge amount. She's not swum that much in the last year or so, Morvan, but she was up in the University of Aberdeen long course meet where she finished 4th overall, so does know her way around to 200 IM. 106.65 is about half a second faster than Mary Mischenko in the previous heat, and she's got a nice lead there, 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, it's good stuff from Morvan Adams. Is the breaststroke going to make a little bit of a difference? Alice Cumming, the bottom of those 2 yellow marked lanes. Amy McLeod, a teammate right next to her. 2 from City of Glasgow in 4 and 5, absolutely head to head now, but Morvan Adams looking like she still has the advantage. If she can get into the end of this breaststroke, she might be the favourite to take this one, but they're coming back in the middle. Morvan Adams though is just going to have the edge into this last 50.
So 148.70 at the 150. Amy McLeod and Alice Cumming, both excellent breaststrokers. You can see that Amy McLeod, a 40.0 for her breaststroke sector. Alice Cumming, the junior champion on breaststroke last night. So not surprising to see her battling with her teammate in the centre lanes, but no one's going to catch Morvan. She is now very comfortable on the freestyle. So her entry time 2:25.70. She's going to be nicely inside that. They are coming at her a little bit in the centre lanes. Good Glasgow battle there in the centre. Alice Cumming just touching out her teammate. So 2:23.89 for Morvan. That is around about 2 seconds inside her entry time. Alice Cumming in second there, 2:24.86, so she nudges inside her entry time, and Amy McLeod right on hers, 2:25 for her.
I don't suppose we should be too surprised seeing the outside lanes do well here, because there's not very much in between all the entry times, is there? About less than a second between all 8 in that previous heat. And now we're into the cyclically seeded heats though. We might see the swimmers in the centre lanes stretch away. This is heat number 3 of the 5 heats this morning. Maya Rogers, Warren Derbaths in 1, Ellie Kennedy, City of Glasgow in 2, Niamh Savoury, Newcastle in 3, Georgia Els from Tux in lane 4, Rebecca Reid, Aberdeen in 5, 2 from Derwent and Gateshead, Emily Maxwell and Evie O'Halloran Hutchison, and Lily Mundell from Hearts right down at the bottom. Again, another youngster, 14 years of age, Lily Mundell. She goes in lane 8.
So 29.89, Georgia Else, the Tux program based in the University of Pretoria in South Africa.
I was wondering about that, Duncan.
And she is the African Games champion. So you're looking at a best in the continent in lane 4, and she's got a battle on her hands at the moment. Lane 6 is pushing on strongly. That is Emily Maxwell from Derwent Side and Gateshead, and Rebecca Reid from Aberdeen in the white cap there. So these three coming up to halfway. Georgia will lead them through 1:05.25, but only by quarter of a second. As you'd expect, this is faster than we've seen from the previous heats. Emily Maxwell having a good contest with Rebecca Reid in second place, but it looks like Georgia's strength in this IM is her breaststroke, because she is pulling away and looking very comfortable there in lane 4.
Yeah, top 8, of course, from all the heats this morning and the heats this afternoon will make it into that A final. I have a B final as well for the top 16, but very good at the moment for lane number 4. Georgia Else really doing well here. Look at that, 39.01 on that breaststroke. She's opened up a little bit of a lead now, a couple of second advantage for the African champion Georgia Else. Rebecca Reid in that good contest still with Emily Maxwell, and you would think these three might be safe enough for a place in the A or the B final, but who's going to make the A? Maybe that position all important for second. Georgia Else in lane number 4, and it is going to be Emily Maxwell who gets in just ahead of Rebecca Reid. So we'll see if that's going to make a difference, Duncan.
Yeah, it could do. Emily has shown some good form this weekend, and that was certainly another excellent swim from her. She was entered 2:20.5, so she knocked half a second off her entry time. Rebecca Reid there in third, 2:20.94. So you might want to keep a note of that time and see where that stands as we progress through these next two cycle-seated heats. There's the lineup for heat number 4. So we have Alice Forrest, Derwent Side and Gateshead, newly merged club. They were Derwent Side and Gateshead and Wickham, and they've merged earlier this year. So good to see how they get on this weekend as a merged entity. Tegan Black for East Lothian in 2. Nellie Kinch, University of Stirling in 3. Grace Davison from Ards in Northern Ireland in 4. Sarah Kravis of East Lothian in 5. Lara Turnell of Aquajets Newcastle in 6. Charlotte Thompson of Midlothian in 7. And Perry Scobby in lane 8 for Stirling Swimming. Well, we saw a super 100 freestyle from Grace Davison yesterday, and she is taking this out very strongly. Really talented swimmer from Northern Ireland, 28.68, and that is over a second faster than Georgia Else in the previous heat. So really took that out strong on the butterfly.
Yeah, looks like she means business here in this heat. I've seen a lot of improved times already this morning. The heats are coming thick and fast, but we've seen some excellent performances, and looks like Grace Davison is certainly at this stage, as she comes to the halfway point, looking to post another good time, 2:13.78, and she has a big lead there of about, well, 2.5 seconds, exactly 2.5 seconds ahead of second position Nellie Kinch. One lane up, chasing Grace Davison, but Davison with this one certainly got this one under control, Duncan, with a good freestyle to come at the end as well.
Yeah, very strong 200 IM, as she was a finalist in the European Juniors earlier in the year. Ireland, of course, producing some absolutely superb young swimmers at the moment. First gold medal in the Olympics for Ireland for how long, if ever?
Yeah, well, there was the Michelle Smith in Atlanta.
Well, that's true.
That was,
yeah. So for how long? Not forever. Yeah. But anyway, this is Grace Davison, and she is completely dominant here. Be interesting to see how close she gets to that 2:13.78, because she's taking this out really strongly. She doesn't need to go this fast in the heats to guarantee a nice lane in the final. But look at this. She's going to be inside her entry time, 2:12.27. Well, that is a fantastic swim from Grace Davison, and certainly that will make the others sit up and take notice. Looks that 7 seconds ahead of Nellie Kinch in the end. 2:19.62 for Nellie. And that wasn't shabby. That was fairly close to her entry time for Nellie. And then Alice Forrest taking third, 2:21.97. But that heat really belonged to Grace. What a swim from the Ards girl.
She really took it out, didn't she? And there was no hanging about at the end. Good time posted from Grace Davison. That'll be the target for that heat to come. And looks like we got one swimmer missing in line number 7, but we do have the others taking the start for this final heat. Elizabeth Land from Newcastle, Nulgau from Geary, Libby Freeman, Morpeth, 2 from the University of Stirling, Katie Shanahan and Susie McNair, they go in 4 and 5. Evie Mackey in 6, and Erin O'Meara from Newcastle goes in lane number 8, closest to us. Katie Shanahan and Susie McNair, both in action yesterday. Katie Shanahan, of course, making her Olympic debut in Paris, and yeah, she has been a real star over the last few years, hasn't she, Duncan?
Yes, she has, and she leads them through 29.47. Susie McNair won the 400 IM last night and won it by a country mile, it has to be said, but Katie didn't swim in that event. She focused on the 200 backstroke, which she won yesterday at a pretty titanic battle with her teammate Holly McGill. But this time she is leading by about a body length. After the fly, she was around a second behind Grace Davison split, but I wouldn't read too much into that. She was only third fastest into the 200 back last night, and she ended up winning that. So she, I think, will pace herself in this final. She's up by over a second on Susie McNair. Elizabeth Land right there with Susie in lane 3 in that red cap for City of Sunderland. Oh, sorry, Newcastle swim team. Oh, I think I'm probably going to be expelled from the North East of England for that one. Sorry, guys.
Oh dear. It's not a good start to the morning, anyway, Katie Shanahan, yeah, she still leads them through in lane number 4. It's always interesting when the swimmers come back after an Olympic year. Obviously, the Olympics kind of July, August time, and swimmers been back now in training. Well, some swimmers more than others. Katie Shanahan, I think, had some time off after these Olympics, but she looks in good shape here, building, of course, towards the season, and she's looking good at this stage. Susie McNair clear in second, and it looks like Libby Freeman working hard there, trying to get back to McNair, but easing in 2:14.78 is Katie Shanahan. Susie McNair in second in 2:17.61, and Libby Freeman 2:18. So nice final heat there, Duncan, but that looked easy for Katie Shanahan. She'll have a bit more to give, I think, in the final tonight.
Yeah, so that was about 2.5 seconds back on Grace Davidson's time. So Grace will have lane 4 in the final. There you can see the top 8 that qualify. Young Evie Mackey just getting in. So a nice swim from the South Lanarkshire youngster. 2:20.23, it's 8th spot. We thought that 2:20 was going to be close, and there we talked about Rebecca Reid, and she'll head up the B final. She was, remember, third in that first of the cycle seeded heats. Morven Adams with that great swim, just missing out on the B final there, 2:23.89.
0.1 of a second between the 16th and 17th there.
If there is a withdrawal, of course, she'll have her chance, and then we run through the remaining swimmers there, 2:25s to 2:27s. And then the remaining swimmers there, headed by Catherine Boddy, 2:27.69. So we're done with the female 200 IM. Next up, we have 200 freestyle. This is always a good event for the men. We've been so strong in Britain on 200 freestyle, because Duncan Scott, after his triumphs in the World Cup, of course, even bigger triumphs in Paris, but he's not back in the water yet, so we won't be seeing him this weekend. But we talked about Jack McMillan earlier. We'll see him in a little while. But in this first heat, we've got the 4 swimmers. Jensen Norris, junior champion last night. He goes in 3 for Perth City. Edward Bell of Seagulls down in the south coast goes in 4. Aidan Turner of Newcastle in 5. Cameron Hastings, University of Aberdeen, in 6. All on 154s. And it is Jensen in the red cap who's turning first. 26-22, up by about a quarter of a second.
Yeah, it's pretty tight there. Jensen Norris with that pink cap, red cap there at the top, just about leading them through there as they come down to the halfway point. Again, you talked about the strength of the 200 freestyle and the distance freestyle. Of course, Perth City have played their part in that over the past decade or so. So Stephen Milne here, he's around one of the development officers, I think, for the West District, is that right?
He is, that's right, yes.
And he's been a great ambassador for the Perth team for many years. And Jensen Norris going along very nicely here. Can he hold off the challenge? Aidan Turner is just heading Edward Bell as those three stretch away from Cameron Hastings. But 50 to go, Duncan. Jensen Norris looking in good shape.
Yes, he is. He's got a lead of about 1.2 now as they come down from Aidan Turner. Jensen, Scottish Schools and Scottish Summer Meet champions, had a terrific season last season, really burst through, and on the back of that was named into the Scottish junior team at the beginning of this season. You can see that he's going to take this out. His entry time 1:54.42. It'll be nicely inside that 1:51.53. So what is that? 3 seconds inside his entry time. 28.14 to finish off on there. And confirming his win, Aidan Turner second and Edward Bell in third. So nice start to this 200 freestyle.
That's not hanging about at all, is it? 1:51.53, wow.
16-year-old as well.
Crikey. Anyway, here is heat number 2. Can they challenge that time? Siddhar Gillen from Edinburgh University right at the top in lane number 1. Ben Newell, Birmingham University in 2. Josh Denham, University of Stirling in 3. Zach Slater, Edinburgh University in 4. Gabe McCartan from University of Stirling in 5. A university battle so far, but Lewis Maxwell from Derwentside and Gateshead in 6. Aidan Kay from City of Glasgow in 7. Harry Sharp from Warren de Bath, youngest in this heat, 16-year-old. He goes in lane number 8. So fastest entry times, Zach Slater 1:51.78, not as fast as Jensen Norris went in that initial heat. So let's see who can make a break for this one. Can anyone dip under the 1:51 mark? Can anyone get close to 1:50? You wouldn't put it against it, given the swims we've seen already this morning, Duncan.
Yep, and they started pretty strongly. Lane 6 leading the way, Lewis Maxwell, although there's the white caps in lanes 3 and 4. Josh Denham and Zach Slater are right up there as well. 53.56, Lewis takes them through. You can see there 27.99, his split slightly faster than the others in the low 28s. So he is pushing on, but now coming up at him in lane 7 is Aidan Kay of City of Glasgow. He's having a really good third 50 here. And you see there in the blue cap with that big white G on it, City of Glasgow. And also coming up now, Zach Slater in lane 4, and it's Zach who just turns first in his first season at Edinburgh University, previously at East Lothian, and he leads by 3/10 from Aidan Kay. Lewis Maxwell still there or thereabouts, so is Josh Denham, so good tight contest, but Zach Slater turning on the heat in this final 50. Will be trying to stay clear of the others, and I think he looks good to take this one. 1:51.78 his entry time. He'll be there at thereabouts, 1:50.55, so knocks a second off his entry time. They got close to that 1:50 you were talking about.
Thought he was going to do it there, but it's a good swim nevertheless. There, 1:50.55. Excellent improvement from Zach Slater. Really strong in the second half of that one. And let's see what these next heats can do. We'd expect a number of swimmers under the 1:50 mark as we're into the cyclically seeded heats. So we'll see some of the faster swimmers, some of the favourites for the title tonight. Going to take the start in this one. Tumalo Mahan, another one of the tuck swimmers, goes in lane 1. David Annis and George Smith next to each other. University of Stirling in 2 and 3. Cameron Brooker from Bath in 4. Cormac Rinn from Limerick in 5, Arthur Logan and Finlay Club next to each other, Edinburgh Uni Swimmers in 6 and 7, and Leon Molan from University of Stirling in lane number 8. So 3 from University of Stirling, 2 from Edinburgh, 1 from Bath, 1 Limerick, and 1 from Tux.
Yep, so we got the winner of the 200 back, Cameron Brooker, in lane 4, and the winner of the 400 IM, George Smith, in lane 3. Both have already been on the top of the podium. So probably for both of them, 200 free is not a feature event. Cameron Brooker, bronze medalist recently in the...
Yeah, had a little bit of a problem there, Duncan, by Cormac Rinn. Dived in and had to adjust his goggles right on that very first stroke there. Came up, obviously had the goggle issues in the start in the swimmer in lane number 5, so that has caused him a bit to be behind the field in the early stages. That's not good.
No, it's unfortunate for him, and it's probably snookered certainly any chance of an A final, and he's going to have to work hard, I think, to work himself back into B final contention and a second swim tonight, but we'll see if he can do that. Meanwhile, going nicely in lane 7 is Finlay Club, along with lanes 3 and 4, George Smith and Cameron Brooker, the 2 I was talking about earlier. So they're the 3. Finlay 52.10, so that's about a second and a half faster than the previous heat. So we're certainly looking at pacing in the 140s here. Finlay Club, Edinburgh University, down from the northeast of Scotland. I think this is his second season in Edinburgh, and he's still right there, but Cameron Brooker's just nicked past him, 1:19.14 at the three-quarter distance, so expect him now to push on. As I mentioned, bronze medalist at Bucks recently in their short course championships, and so he's been showing some good form. I certainly saw great form from him in the backstroke yesterday, and he is going to bring this one home. Oh, not by too much. Good strong finish from George Smith there. Almost got there. Whoa. 0.04 of a second.
Yeah, 2 informed swimmers there. Lead them home. 146.65, 146.69. Finlay Club. Good swim in third. Just holding off David Annis as well by 8.100. So, yeah, time certainly ramped up as we go on to heat number 4. There's the lineup for that one. Cameron Rapson, University of Stirling, one of 4 Stirling University swimmers in this one. Rory McKinnon, City of Glasgow in 2. Evan Davidson in 3 for Perth City. Evan Bailey in 4 from Limerick. And lineup is completed by the 3 University of Stirling swimmers, the 3 other University of Stirling swimmers, Avron Chahal, Henry Baker and Pierce Greening. No swimmer in lane number 8, so pretty close at the start. Maybe the 2 centre lanes. Evan Bailey just with the edge in the top of those 2 yellow marked lanes. Lane number 4 just getting through ahead of, well, Pierce Greening actually given second place ahead of Arvin Chahal. Cameron Rapson right up there at the top in 4th, but not much between everyone in these early stages. Evan Bailey from Limerick is probably the favourite for this one. Pierce Greening having a great swim down here in lane number 7, upsetting the seeding for this one. But Evan Bailey is the one who leads them through that halfway point.
Yep, 51.76 at the halfway point is a little bit faster, about 3/4 faster than the previous heat. He is the Irish short course champion in this event last December in Dublin, and represented Ireland in the European Championships earlier this year, so experienced internationalist, and he is about a body length up going through the 150, 1:19.34. The pace actually has dropped a little bit because we saw that fast second half in the third heat, so we'll see if they can match that 146.65 that we got from Cam Brooker in the previous heat. Coming now at Evan Bailey in lane 5 is Arvin Chahal, one of that Stirling contingent. He's not going to catch him, but he's not too far away 147.34 for Evan. I think maybe just easing back in the latter stages there, so expect faster from him tonight. I'm sure he'll be in the A final. Arvin, nice finish from him, coming in at 148.03. So
Yeah. Pierce Greening also improved there on his time from that outside lane, 149.07, but moving into final heat now. Jack McMillan, as we said a little bit earlier, looking in great shape here. We'll see what he can do in this heat. Angus Allison, University of Stirling in 1, Thomas Leggett, University of Stirling in 2, Stephen Kravitz, Edinburgh University in 3, Jack McMillan, University of Stirling in the middle lane 4, next to Matthew Ward of Bath. Luke Hornsey, Edinburgh Uni in 6, Cameron Travis, University of Aberdeen Performance in 7, and Callum Peebles, Edinburgh University in lane number 8. But Jack McMillan off to a good lead. You would say, Duncan, the class of this field, we spoke about him being part of that relay team in Paris, that relay squad in Paris that took the gold medal. So yeah, one of the world's very best here, Jack McMillan.
yeah, and he's up by body length, and his first 50 split was about a second faster than the previous 2 heats. You see there in the red cap beside him Matthew Ward of Bath, who swam a very nice 200 backstroke, Scottish champion last night in that Bath 1-2-3. So he's in second place behind the 49.27. So Jack, the only swimmer to go under the 50 for the first 100. So he is taking this out fairly strongly here. Entry time 1:41.93. Scottish national champion long course, was 5th in the British Championships back in April in London. 1:16.41. So that was a 27 point. Matthew Ward pretty much on the same split there. And so he is just on the toes of Jack McMillan. These two way clear of third place. You see a good 3-way battle brewing, which might be very important for a place in the A final. Maybe just pushing it was Luke Hornsey there in lane 6, the winner of the 800 yesterday. But it's going to be our 2 favourites, Jack McMillan and Matthew Ward, 1 and 2, 1:44.76 earns Jack, lane 4 for the final, and 1:45.0 for Matthew Ward, and Luke Hornsey does take that 3rd spot. Nice swim from him, 1:48.86.
Yeah,
we'll just see who the top 8 are.
Top 5 under the 150 there, Duncan.
Yep, and there are your top 8, so Arvin Chahal just sneaking in on a 1:48.03 there. With Jack McMillan heading the field. There's your B finalists at the moment. Of course, we do have the swims this afternoon, so could change. Arthur Logan at the moment, though, in 9th spot. Cameron Raps and Zach Slater will be sitting on the reserve bench as it stands, so hoping there might be a couple of withdrawals. You never know.
So it was 150 to make that final. Oh
yeah.
Boy.
Life's tough in the fast lane.
Yeah. Yeah, great standard here. And well, as we said, because the British team have been so successful in the 4x200, the internationals, it's become like a target event for people, isn't it? I think that relay squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
100 butterfly now, female event. Once again, we've got 5 heats. You saw there the lineup for heat number 1. Just go through them for you. They are Kalila Smith of Aberdeen in lane 1, Alice Ward, Borough of Stockton in 2, Ashley Drake of Warrender in 3, Josephine Klein, University of Stirling in 5, Charlotte Hunter of North Tyneside in 6, and Nadine Wilson, Borough of Stockton in lane 7. So again, we've got a good strong entry from the northeast of England against one from local swimmer from Warrender, Ashley Drake, and one from University of Stirling, one from Aberdeen. But taking it out very strongly here is Josephine Klein. 2nd swim of the morning already for Josephine. So after her 200 IM, she's back in business here on a 28.22. So it's a very nice, strong opening 50 fly. Entered 1:05.0, but actually did a 1:04 long course here in the summer. So expect her to be inside that 1:05 entry time here, and certainly completely dominant in this one from Ashley Drake in 2nd place, and The other four all battling for third, but Josephine Klein absolutely owning this one. What's the time going to be? What an improvement on her entry time, 1:01.68. So I think she'll be pretty happy with that. She's shown some very nice form, Josephine, this weekend.
Yeah, that could challenge the top 8, certainly. 1:01.68, going to be there or thereabouts for that top 8. Certainly you would think might be good enough for a B final place, but you never know in this company, as we've seen already this morning. There's a lineup for heat number 2. Faye Rogers, University of Aberdeen Performance. Katie Blunt, City of Sunderland. Tony Jameson, University of Aberdeen Performance. Alice Cumming, City of Glasgow. Jory Horn, University of Stirling. Honey Robinson from City of Sunderland. Meredith Harness from Tadcaster, and Tash McDonald from University of Stirling. I'll just keep an eye on para swimmer Faye Rogers right up at the top. She was the champion in the Paralympic Games in Paris in the S10 100 butterfly, following up her World Championship win from last year, and she's been a real find for the GB team in recent years. She is a Scottish record holder, Faye, right at the top there. She swims in the S10 class, so swimmer with a minimal physical impairment, and she's right there in the mix with the other swimmers here in the centre, maybe Alice Cumming and also Meredith Harness going well right down at the bottom here. Harness maybe first to the wall. Faye Rogers right at the top. Well, watch out for the time for Faye, 1:04.52 Scottish record that Faye holds. See if the Paralympic champion can do something special here in this heat. She's right at the top. She's going to be just beaten by Meredith Harness and Tash McDonald, who finished in 1:04.43 and 1:04.93, and it's 1:05.52, exactly a second outside her own Scottish record, Faye Rogers.
Yeah, but of course it's tough, particularly for Faye, because the Paralympics were so late in the season, weren't they? So to get back in the water pretty quickly and produce a swim of that calibre.
Well, it was September when she won that gold medal, so she's only had 2.5 months or so, and I know she's been out the water for a little while, but back in now and looking in good shape, Faye Rogers.
And talking of Paralympians, we've now got an Olympian in this next one. The lineup here: Isabel Wood, Edinburgh University in 1, Kiana Kurtzer of Warrender in 2, Catherine Renfrew of Perth City in 3. There's our Olympian Kiana McInnes going in lane 4 for University of Stirling. Saren Talentire of Morpeth in 5. Lara Turner, Aquajets in 6. Katie Maloney of Louth in 7. And Gabby Freeman of Morpeth in lane 8. So the dark cap there is Kiana McInnes. So she is the one who's taking this out. She's a semi-finalist in the Olympics and goes through 27.35, as you'd expect. That's a good bit faster than the previous heat, but only 9/10 faster than Josephine Klein in heat 1. So just shows the quality of Josephine's time. But it is a clear lead here for Kiana. Second place in lane 5 is Saren Talentire, very talented 16-year-old from Morpeth. But this is Kiana's race, 58.85. So within a second of her entry time, she'll be, I think, pretty comfortable about that for a heat swim. There were the days when you were really struggling to get Scottish female swimmers under the minute, but now Kiana just comfortably going under 59.
Yeah. It's looking really good there, 58.85. She had that great swim, like great battle against Lucy Grieve last night in the 50. So she'll be trying to double up here in this 100. Still with her best event to come as well, 200. She made a name in that 200 butterfly over the years, but no slouch over the shorter distances. There's the lineup for heat number 4. Well, I think we've got maybe a little bit of a delay in the arena here as the music starts, but I can tell you Layla Weatherspoon, Heart of Midlothian in 1, Abby McInerney from Inverclyde in 2, Coco Cruxford, South Lanarkshire in 3, Ciara Slosson from Edinburgh Uni in 4, Maisie Elliott, Bath University in 5, Becky Watson, Borough Stockton in 6, Heidi Wren, City of Glasgow in 7, Charlotte Thompson in 8. And also in lane 2 is Ralph Payne. Sorting us out.
Yeah. Ralph, our electronics expert, just checking out on that pad. We got interrupted at the beginning in terms of what's coming up, so just a chance to
the swimming.
pick up.
Imagine the swimming starting before interrupting our chat.
I know, it's shocking, isn't it? 50 freestyle for females. It'll be up later on. Evie Davis, who was Scottish champion in the 100 yesterday, and Grace Davison, who looked so impressive in that 200 IM earlier. She'll be back in that 50 free.
There's Faye Rogers and Patrick Miley on the post-mortem of that heat swim there.
Yep.
On the left of your screen.
So what do you think they'll be saying to each other?
Oh, she's got a smile on her face. She looks pretty good, I think.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, this isn't a good sign, though, Duncan. They're putting their tops back on.
Yeah, it does look like we're in for a little bit of a delay here, so apologies for that, guys, but hang in there. You can maybe got time to grab a quick cup of coffee, but don't go too far away because, well, you'll miss our chat for a start. You don't want to do that.
Sorry, Duncan, I interrupted you. Where did we get to?
50 backstroke for men.
Back. Right.
So we'll see there. Dean Fern will be, I'm sure, having a go at the Scottish junior record that he holds in that one. Maybe not this morning, maybe tonight. Cam Brooker will be back. We saw him in that 200 free just now. So winner of the 200 back last night. He'll be trying to get the 50.
Is Dean Fern, is that the last chance you have to break that junior record? Is this
I'm not sure if he's going to, because Britain send a junior team to Ontario, which I think next week. I'm not sure whether he's on that team or not, but he might be. But so he might have another chance. But certainly by the end of the year, that's it. He's done as a junior. After that, we have 200 breaststroke. So we saw a terrific swim from Cara Hanlon in the 50. She'll be looking for the treble, I'm sure, in breaststroke. And Ellie McCartney, though, the Irish champion, might have something to say about that. See what a packed gallery we've got here for you. Everybody keen to see some swimming renewed. Male 200 butterfly, Tom Bealey, of course, has been a stalwart of 200 butterfly for a good while now. Part of the Birmingham Scottish Commonwealth Games team. I'm sure he'll be hoping to have another Commonwealth Games outing in Glasgow in 2026.
Yeah, I was speaking to a few of the swimmers, and they were really excited by that announcement from Glasgow. Katie Shanahan, I spoke to her, and Lucy Hope as well. They're really excited by the prospect of swimming in Glasgow again. I think Lucy Hope said she swam in Glasgow.
She did
debut.
Yep. Yeah, and she's still there and hoping to be there 12 years later. So a real testament to Lucy's dedication to the sport. Of course, started her career down in the Borders, Jedburgh based, swam with Kelso, really put in the miles as a youngster, and then went to Edinburgh University, and now his last 2 or 3 years in Stirling. What a swimmer Lucy has been.
Yeah. Katie as well, far too young to compete in the Glasgow Games, and I think like a number of them, they've said that, they thought that, the Glasgow Commonwealth Games, European Championships, and the London major championships as well, the Olympics, maybe their chance had gone of a major championships, at home for the Scottish swimmers. But there we go.
Yeah.
Of course, the para swimmers will be there as well, but programme not being decided for the para swimmers just yet, so it's not a standard programme. So the hosts and the Commonwealth Games organising committee have got a little bit of input to see which para events will be taking place, but hopefully the Scots will be well represented in those ones.
And talking of a swimmer, I'm pretty sure was in the 2014 Scottish team, and we'll be seeing later on this morning, Kathleen Dawson going in the backstroke, and of course had a real good return to form, making it into the Olympic team this year after some really troublesome couple of years on injuries. So it's been great this year to see Kathleen back at her best or close to it.
Yeah, nice to see our Fifer doing well.
Yeah. Not that you're biased, of course, Mr. Fifer Noble. And then we finish off with the 100 IM for the men and the 400 freestyle Well, females, we'll talk about Lucy Hope. She'll be in that 400 free. That's probably at the top end of her distance range at the moment nowadays, so it'll be interesting to see how she gets on. Leah Crisp, who dominated in the 800 yesterday, she'll be going in that 400. So we'll see that. And then that relay that we talked about at the beginning. So, well, we're still not showing any great signs of life here, unfortunately, as we... they're playing lights, camera, action over the tannoy here, but we're not seeing too much action. There's plenty of light. Got a nice light show last night. And of course we've got the cameras. Just need the action. There's a bit of discussion going on there. You can see that's the turn end on lane 1. So there's obviously something going on there. It's like some... again, maybe just making sure that that pad is tight and secure. The last thing the swimmers want is a little bit of shakiness on the pad as they bounce off. Of course, they're not active, those ones at the turn end. We don't take 25 splits, but they need to be there, because to get the length of the pool right for number 1, and also to just get that really good return off the ball as they turn. So Ralph, having been at one end of the pool, is now doing his thing at that end, and hopefully we'll get things sorted and we'll be back underway.
Yeah, I was going to say I didn't notice anything in terms of the timing, but if it's just that top end, then we're not going to notice any issues with the timing and when the electronics come through.
Oh, there we go.
There.
Hello. Yeah, that's us, folks. Yeah,
we are here in person.
Yeah, just to prove that we are live at the Royal Commonwealth Pool. I think that's the first time I've been on camera on a live stream. Of course, you're a professional at these things.
They don't often see me on camera, though. When we were in Paris earlier on.
We were in Paris, no, we were dropping here.
Well, we travelled to the pool in a car, and there was myself and 3 other colleagues and the makeup woman. And I said, "Oh, do you need me for makeup?" And she went, Nah, you're not going to be on screen. I'm like, oh, well, okay.
I thought that's because you're perfect as you are.
Nah, we won't need you. All right, okay. Face better suited to radio, that's what it is.
Yeah, the voice of Paris swimming, but not the face of Paris swimming.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you could have to concede that to Ellie Simmons.
I think so.
It's tough, Paul. It's tough.
Well, you know. What can you do?
Yeah.
Never mind.
Battle on.
Yeah, that's...
Right, well, they've left that pad, and we've got the start list back up, and they're coming back to the block, so let's keep our fingers crossed that the issue has been sorted. Reminder, this is heat number 4 of the female 100 butterfly. The whistle goes, so we're good to go. Layla Weatherspoon of Hearts, Abby McInerney of Inverclyde, Coco Croxford, South Lanarkshire, Kira Schlosson of Edinburgh University, Maisie Elliott of Bath University, Becky Watson, Borough of Stockton, Heidi Wren, City of Glasgow, and Charlotte Thompson of Midlothian. So we saw that 58.85 from Kiana McInnes in heat number 3, so let's see if these swimmers can match that. Pretty tight coming out through the first 25. Leading the way is Kira Schlosson of Edinburgh University, finalist in the British Championships and more recently at the British University short course. And she's got, what, a metre maybe over lane 5, Maisie Elliott.
Yeah, 27.99 at that turn. Maisie Elliott 28.71. Coco Croxford in third, but he's leading 2, I think, going to take this one. Josephine Klein's going to have a close eye on this one with that first heat, 101.68. Not sure the top 2 are going to get inside that, I think, but not sure about the others. So it'll be an interesting one. Coming back strongly though, Kira Schlosson really showing her strength on this second 50, 59.44 and 101.11 for Maisie Elliott in second, and Abby McInerney 102.48. So Josephine Klein in good position here going into the last heat.
Yeah, I fancy her chances to make that a final, but unless there's a very strong last heat here. And the lineup for that last heat, we have Kirsty Breakin of Aberdeen in lane 1, Faith Yuda from Edinburgh University in 2. Holly Hibbert of Bath Performance Centre in 3. Lucy Grieve, University of Stirling in 4. Kathleen Dawson doing butterfly here in lane 5 for the University of Stirling. Chloe Harris, Edinburgh University in 6. Ailey Robertson of South Ayrshire in 7. Delana Morgan, University of Stirling in 8. So it'll be interesting to see how fast Kathleen goes here. We don't see her doing fly too often. She did do the 50 yesterday and was pretty strong in that. So she's in the centre lane along with teammate Lucy Grieve, who had that battle with Kiana McInnes in the 50 last night. And it is Lucy who is going to lead them through the 50. Check on the time, 28 dead. So that is not as fast as Kiana McInnes. In fact, it's just 100th away from Kira Schlossen's time. Nice arrowhead forming there with Lucy at the point in lane 4, and either side of her, Holly Hibbert in 3 and Kathleen Dawson in 5. So we're looking at 58s, 59s, you would think, to secure a good lane in the final. Lucy Grieve's certainly going to be in that area, and she's going to take this pretty comfortably from Kathleen Dawson. I think we'll just come in ahead of Holly Hibbert. 59.06 then for Lucy. I think that will put her in lane 5 beside Kiana McInnes. So the set for another head-to-head there. That will be fun. Kathleen Dawson 1:00.50 and Holly Hibbert getting inside that Josephine Klein time. So let's see as we see the top 8. There's Josephine Klein in 7th place from heat number 1. Fantastic performance from her. Abby McInerney just getting in 1:02.48, the junior from Inverclyde. Nice to see her making the A final. There's Chloe Harris leading the way in the B final, and Faith Yuda and Kiana Kurtz are joint 15th, 1:03.32. So somebody sneaks faster than that this afternoon. That would be swim-off territory. So
wow, when did they do the swim-off? And prior to the final?
I think you'd have to, wouldn't you?
Yeah, because these swimmers not going to be back.
We're probably getting a little ahead of ourselves in that one, but you never know.
Well, we love a relay and we love a swim-off.
Absolutely.
As well,
Yeah, we didn't have a swim-off yesterday. We always miss it when there's no swim-off. So maybe 100 breaststroke is when we're going to get it, because that's coming up next. Again, fastest 5 heats. And the lineup for heat number 1. We have Austin Williams of Edinburgh University in 1. David Smith, Dundee City Aquatics in 2. Jacob Barnett of City of Sunderland in 3. Callum Aitchison, University of Aberdeen in 4. Albert Whitlock of Tunbridge in 5. Ewan Weir of Perth City in 6. Aidan Fothergill, Edinburgh University in 7. Ewan Weir tied for the junior medal last night with his teammate Johnny Martin. So we'll keep an eye on that one.
And in the middle, Callum Aitchison with that fastest entry time, 1:05.75 at the moment. He's behind Albert Whitlock in the early stages. The two 18-year-olds in the centre lane. Jacob Barnett going well, right at the outside as well. Austin Williams in lane number 1. Might just be in 3rd place. Well, in fact, he's in 2nd actually. 3/100s ahead of Callum Aitchison. Whitlock looking good though. 29.83. Let's see what kind of times that these swimmers can register. Not much in it between all the entry times, only about half a second separating all of the 7 swimmers, but Albert Whitlock looking very, very good. He's got clear water between him and the rest of the field. Austin Williams maybe in 2nd and Callum Aitchison in 3rd, but here comes Whitlock with that entry time of 1:05.85, and look at that, 1:03.48. He'll be delighted with that one. Couple of seconds improvement for Albert Whitlock in lane number 5.
Yep, made the trip up from Tunbridge well worthwhile with that swim, 1:03.48, and it's becoming a bit of a theme for a storming swim in Heat 1. So we'll keep an eye on that time as we go through the continuing heats, see whether they can get him a second swim tonight. They line up for Heat number 2, Matthew Day in lane 1 for City of Sunderland. Dominic McCarthy, University of Stirling in 2. Nicholas Land, Newcastle in 3. Nathaniel Shanubi of University of Stirling in 4. Ben Rogers of University of Aberdeen in 5. Christopher Acevedo of Aquajets in 6. Rory Webster of Dumfries in 7. And Dylan Mitchell of Warrender in lane 8. So all these entry times 1:05s. So they'll be looking to get under the 1:05, you would think. Good start from Nathaniel Shanubi. So he is leading them out. 19-year-old in his first season at the University of Stirling. Goes through 29.07. That is faster than the first heat. And look at that, a lead of about a second and a quarter. Really taking this one out. So I talked about strong swims in heat 1, but this is a very strong swim from heat 2.
Yeah, again, clear water as they come into the final 25. There's not much in it between the battle for second position right across the pool. Could be Dylan Mitchell, could be Matthew Day right on the opposite ends here. But into the wall, they were closing on him, but Nathaniel Chanubi just getting in first place there. 103.96 for him, so slightly slower than the first heat, but nevertheless, great swim, a great improvement on the entry time. Ben Rogers in second and Nicholas Land in third. So 2 cracking swims in the first 2 heats.
Yeah, I think Nathaniel really took it out hard in that first 50. I think paid for that a bit in the second half, but good solid swim nonetheless. Heat number 3, we have Matthew Yeomans in 1 for Aquajets, Angus Allison, University of Stirling in 2, Joshua Mitchell, Edinburgh University in 3, then 2 more from University of Stirling, Callum Melville in 4, Rafe Dobson in 5, Conor Massey goes to City of Glasgow in 6, Alexander Turnbull from the Isle of Man in 7, and Johnny Martin of Perth City in lane 8. Of course, we've got 3 finals in this one. We've got no swimmer in lane 6, so no Conor Massey. This is the first of the cycle seeded heats, and it's pretty tight at the turn. Not a lot in it. Joshua Mitchell just edging it, but not by much.
Yeah, just 10th of a second between those top 3 almost. And yeah, they're going to try and make their way into that A final top 8 with a couple of more heats to come. So position could be all important here. I reckon if they can hit the 1 minute mark, giving themselves a good chance for a place in that final. It looks like it might be Joshua Mitchell first to the wall. It's going to be tight though. Oh, right at the finish. And it is Rafe Dobson actually gets the touch by only 3/100ths of a second. 101.13 against 101.16 and 101.61. Might be enough for that final. I was thinking that around about the 101 mark might be the kind of cut-off point, Duncan, but Rafe Dobson giving himself a good chance there, certainly finishing first in that first of the cyclically seeded heats.
Yes, if you look down the entry list, 101.16 is 8th fastest entry time. Usually the top swimmers don't quite swim to their entry times in the morning heat, so maybe 101.5, maybe that sort of time. Again, we've got an empty lane. This time it's lane 8, so 7 swimmers go out in heat number 4, and they are Champ Mitchell, University of Aberdeen in 1, Dom Bissett, University of Stirling in lane 2, 3 is Andrew Arthur of University of Aberdeen, Rory Dixon, the winner of the 50 last night, goes for University of Stirling in 4, Oisin Cook of Edinburgh University in 5, Conor Mitchell of Warrender in 6, Micah Van Blerk from University of Aberdeen in 7. So lanes 4 and 5, Oisin Cook and Rory Dixon, 28.14 and 28.28 respectively, and that is faster, over half a second faster than the previous heat. Also very much in the mix is Andrew Arthur, who has picked up the medal in the 50 last night, bronze medalist I think, and he's in that mix at the front of this, but it is lane 4 who is looking the strongest. Rory Dixon will be loving to try and do 50 and 100 double tonight, and he goes under the minute, 59.77, so the only one so far to do that. Lays down the challenge for the final 8, 58.9 entry time, so not too far away from that. Good swim from Andrew Arthur there. That's inside his entry time by half a second, so he'll be pleased with that.
Yeah, so 3 under the 101 and another 3 right bang on the 101s there as they go into this final heat. Robson Miles, City of Glasgow, next to his teammate Matthew Garrity. Josh Press in lane number 3, Matthew Randall is in lane number 4. No swimmer in 5, Andrew Feenan from Limerick in 6, Ben McAvoy from Stirling in 7, and Rogers Crangellis in lane number 8. Well, one of the fastest swimmers not taking the start here in line number 5, so probably good news for the heats that have gone. So trying to make that top 8. Matthew Randall, another one of the South African swimmers. South African champion Matthew Randall, 28.09 at that first turn, so slightly faster than we saw Rory Dixon go. And that previous heat, South African really dominating this last heat. And in second place, right next to him, looks like it's Josh Press. Let's see what kind of time that Randall can get. We saw one swimmer swim under the 1 minute mark. He's going to go under, I think, just 59.99. Look at that.
Well,
nice prediction.
Yep. It's almost like you knew that was going to happen there. 59.99 for Matthew, so he'll be picking up lane 5 beside. We have a disqualification there. Royas Gringelis, unfortunately, has a technical infraction, so he will not progress through. You see just the one swimmer under 102 in that heat, other than Matthew, of course. There's your top 8. Josh Press just nicking in. Rory Dixon leading the way, 2 under the minute. There's your B finalist provisionally with Nathaniel Shanubi. That was swimmer Albert Whitlock there from the first heat, comfortably in the B final in 12th spot. And the C final, of course, in the 100. So those are the swimmers at the moment in for that. Joint 22nd there, you can see. And these are the swimmers just missing out. Johnny Martin in particular, 105.32.
Joint 22nd. That's what we like. Of course, the swimmers this afternoon will have a chance to try and challenge those times that we've seen in this morning's heats. It's all the same events, not a different event that we see this afternoon, all trying to make those finals tonight as we go to the next event now, 50 freestyle. This will be fast and furious, I'm sure. 5 heats of this 50 freestyle. The lineup for heat 1: Ruth Sutherland, Dana Dunlop, Zoe Giddon, Honey Robinson, Ella Pullman, Natalie Moody and Jessica Kirkwood. Fastest entry time 26.70, and that is Honey Robinson in lane number 4, the 14-year-old. Ruth Sutherland going well. The 31-year-old from Hart Midlothian off to a good start with that straight arm freestyle. It looks like Sutherland might just take this one right at the top there. It's going to be an excellent swim, and it is 26.71. Well, she will be delighted with that one. Ruth Sutherland getting in, and Zoe Giddon. So the 31-year-old and the 29-year-old leading the youngsters home. 27.23 for Zoe Giddon.
Of course, you can keep at the top echelons of sprints for quite a long time, and Ruth showing that there. Some great performance there for Ruth. Second heat, Emma Scobie, Amelia Mardell, Elizabeth Land, Layla Weatherspoon, Kiana Kurtzer, Kira Morris, Marie Wood and Jade Blake. All 8 lanes are occupied in this one. The entry time is 26.4 up to 26.7. Lots and lots of water splashing around as we come up to the turn. Looks like lane 4 just edging it. That's the local swimmer Layla Weatherspoon of Heart of Midlothian, but out of the turn. Down at the bottom of your screen, Jade Blake is there or thereabouts. This is going to be pretty tight. Lane 1 going well as well, Emma Scobie, but it is Layla who takes the win in 26.17. Shouldn't be happy with that. 3/10 inside her entry time, and certainly 3/10 is quite a good improvement in the context of a 50 free. So Emma Scobie, another very experienced swimmer. Usually see her on backstroke, but it's a nice 26.58 there in second place.
Yeah, very good. In these first 2 heats, what is heat 3? We're into the cyclically seeded heat. Zoe Hooligan, Ailey Robinson, Anna Morgan, Lucy Hope, Josephine Klein back in the water again, Catherine Renfrew, Mary Mischenko and Ashley Drake. So Lucy Hope, first of her swims, Olympian of course, in the Paris Games just gone. Let's see what kind of form she's in on the 50. Again, as we said, Duncan better known as a 100 and 200 freestyler, Lucy Hope. It's got Josephine Klein for company in lane 5, also Anna Morgan in lane 3, but it is going to be Lucy Hope into the wall, 25.58, so not too far away from her entry time, but we are in the 25-second range for Lucy Hope and Catherine Renfrew, with Anna Morgan just on the 26.0, so it's given them a good chance of making that top 8.
Yeah, I think Catherine Renfrew will be very happy to get under the 26 there. Improvement on her time in Aberdeen at the North District Open, so good swim from her in second spot. But this is heat 4, and the lineup here: Natalie Marshall, Evie Mackey, Yasmin Hammerlane, who was missing yesterday but she's here today, Katie Goodburn, Grace Davison, Eve Wood, Paige van der Westhuizen and Becky Watson. In fact, no lane 7, no Paige. Just turning first in lane 4 is Katie Goodburn, off to a very fast start. She's always very fast off the blocks, Katie, and it looks like she'll hold that lead into the wall from Grace Davison in lane 5. They're going to be 1 and 2, 25.47. That's a tenth faster than Lucy Hope in the previous heat, so nice strong swim from Katie Goodburn, just 3/10 away from her entry time. Grace Davison, 25.68. That's another nice swim, very close to her entry time in second spot. Again, we've got A, B and C finals in this event, so 24 swimmers will get the chance to swim again tonight.
Yeah, final heat of the morning in this 50 freestyle: Melissa Turnbull, Maddie Robertson, Emma Scomparin, Evie Davis, Laurie Devine, Drew McKenzie, Lily Mundell and Anna Lawson. 4 swimmers already in the 25-second range. Let's see how many more can get into that range as well. Evie Davis, 25.02. And looks like she is going to lead them through. Can she dip under that 25-second mark? Maybe not in the heat, she doesn't have to, but be mighty close to it when they come to the final. Evie Davis and Emma Scomparin, 25.29. So 4 swimmers, I think, in the 25-second range. Evie Davis, Emma Scomparin, Drew McKenzie and Laura Devine, 25.96. Those 4, I think, will be in the top 8. Duncan, if my calculations are right. Yeah. 25 seconds, or 26 seconds, I should say, the cut-off point. So anyone in that 25-second range making it into that top 8. Natalie Marshall, 26.5 for 16th place. Oh, very tight, as you would expect on the 50 freestyle. Look at that for the C final. Only 0.3 of a second. That'll be a cracking C final tonight. Great stuff.
Yep. And look at that, Anna Lawson just missing out, 26.9. So you, under 27, still not quite good enough to get into that C final. So very, very fast swimming there.
Long-standing Scottish record as well, Alison Shepherd, who's here. Saw her earlier this morning. Of course, her sons are all swimming.
Yeah, and coaching at Stirling. So yeah, great to have Alison continuing to be involved, along with husband Gary van der Merlen, stalwarts now in Central Scotland swimming circles. So our next event is male and open 50 backstroke. There's your lineup for heat number 1. Jamie Waller of Hearts, Maxim Shamrila, University of Stirling, Jack Doherty Simpson, City of Glasgow, Elliot Arnell, Borough of Stockton, Edward Bell of Seagulls, Ewan Beatty, University of Aberdeen, Finlay Bruce of Perth City, and Adam Thompson, University of Stirling. Are they all there? Yes, they are. Just Edward Bell taking his time going into the water there, but settling himself nicely now in lane 5. Entry times here, high 26, low 27s. So let's see whether anybody can do one of what we're seeing now, traditional blasting it out in heat 1. It's pretty close, very close at the turn. Perhaps lane 2, Maxim Shamrila, perhaps just edging it, but well, this is anyone's race really. Lanes 2, 3, 4, 1 as well. I think it's one of those who's going to get it. Maybe lane 2 just coming in, Maxim, but nothing's coming up on the board. So, well, we'll have to wait. Looked to me like Maxim got it, but we have to wait for confirmation.
Almost a diagonal line across the pool there.
Oh, there we go. Maxim did get it. 26.35. So nicely inside his entry time at 27.17. So again, really good Heat 1 swim. Setting a nice early standard.
Yeah, great view across the pool at that finish there. They were almost all in a diagonal line as they came in. Great camera work from our people here in Edinburgh. Done a sterling job as always. I was watching last night, it looked very good.
Yeah, big shout out to our colleagues at Stream Scene who always put on a really professional show for us. So big thanks to them. And keep it going for the next day and a half, guys.
Yeah, let's not get complacent. Yeah. Another Paralympian in this next heat, and that's Louis Lawler in lane number 5. But again, another bit of a delay. We just saw the timing issues at the end of that previous heat. Looks like we've got a couple more issues here. Oh no, we're on. So Benji Jeffries, Harry Sharp, Finlay Strachan, Greer van der Meulen, Louis Lawler, Callum Peebles, Jensen Norris and Adam Scott.
Another swimmer there taking their time getting into the water in lane 4. I thinking it's lane 4 there, but yes, and it's Greer van der Meulen. We're just talking about the van der Meulens. So we'll see what Greer can do here. He has the fastest entry time, 26.50, but there's only 3/10 between all 8 on paper. You see that beautiful close up there of the push off and the technique required off the wall through the turn. It looked like lane 5. Louis Lawler, the para swimmer, certainly going very nicely there. Of course, he was a part of the Paris show, but it's lane 2 coming up strongly, and it was Harry Sharp, who's a real sprint star, freestyle particularly, but that was a nice backstroke from Harry. 26.36, 3/10 inside his entry time. Callum Peebles coming in into second, and Jensen Norris just touching out Louis Lawler into third.
Yeah, Callum Peebles had a cracking turn actually. Some great work underwater for Callum to get him through into second position. But there's a lineup for heat number 3. Jacob Brown, Tadcaster, Lucas Lowry from Newcastle. Is that Aquajets of Newcastle?
Yes.
AJ Newcastle. William Ellis, Borough of Stockton. Zach Speakman, University of Stirling. Tom Bealey doing the 50 metres backstroke. Again, are we going to get a lane 4 this time?
No.
No, lane 5 it is actually. Lane 5,
yeah.
Tom Bealey not taking the start. Andrew Brody in 6, Cameron Jameson in 7, and Logan van der Meulen in lane number 8. So we are missing a lane this time. We've not another late comer to the water. It's just a no-show this time. Zach Speakman though will be the favourite for this one. We're in the cyclically seeded heats, and he'll be one of the favourites to take his place in the A final, take top spot in the A final, you would think. Zach Speakman, third fastest in terms of all the qualification times posted, and look at that, 24.47. So all of a sudden, standard just ramped up. And William Ellis in second, 25.16. Cameron Jameson, 25.41, and Andrew Brody, 25.53. So certainly, you would imagine those top 4 swimmers will get another swim. Is it going to be good enough for the A final? Zach Speakman, you would think, definitely be there.
Yeah, 24.4. So we'll keep an eye on that as we go to the next one. We've got the Scottish record holder going in this one. That's Scott Gibson in lane 4. The lineup: Ryan Ferguson in 1, Conor Massey in 2, David O'Loughlin in 3. Then it's Scott Gibson in 4, Jamie Ferguson in 5, Robert Burgess in 6, Finlay Davis in 7, and Ben Hartridge in lane 8. So interesting to see what sort of form Scott Gibson is. 24-year-old from Edinburgh University, was part of the Scottish Commonwealth Games team in Birmingham. He'll be, I think, another one who is hoping for another Commonwealth Games appearance in 2026. So off they go into the turn. Nice start from David O'Loughlin in lane 3, and he's going to be first to the wall, just well, pretty much with Scott Gibson. So lanes 3 and 4 turning together. Also going nicely in lane 7 is Finley Davis. He's having a terrific season at the University of Stirling, but it is Scott Gibson coming through in the second half to take the win. 24.56, just a tenth behind Zach Speechman's time. It's certainly good enough, you would think, to go comfortably in the final. Will 25 be about the benchmark? David O'Loughlin there, 24.97, the University College Dublin swimmer, and 25 dead in third spot there.
And there's a lineup for the 50. Logan Jackson goes for University of Aberdeen Performance. Lucas Brown, University of Stirling in 2. Dean Fern, Aberdeen Dolphins in 3. Cameron Brooker and Jack Skerry in the middle for Bath. I have Jordan McPhail from Edinburgh University, Rhys Blackett from Newcastle, and Jack McGann from University of Stirling in lane number 8. We have everyone. We spoke about Dean Fern a little bit earlier. Scottish junior record holder, 24.60. So we'll watch out for Dean Fern in lane number 3. So a couple of lanes down from the top. Cam Brooker and Jack Skerry, the 2 from Bath. Well, 24.47 is the fastest so far from Zach Speakman. And the 2 Bath swimmers and Dean Fern off to a good start here. 4 and 5 and 3. Some great underwater work there from all 3 swimmers on that second length. It is going to be Cam Brooker to the wall in 24.02. Jack Skerry in second. Look at that, 24.43 for Dean Fern, and I think that's inside his record mark, Duncan.
Yep, 24.60 was the record, 24.43, so well done, Dean Fern. That Scottish junior record has just been improved by another notch, 1700ths, and he'll be looking, I'm sure, to go a little bit faster than that. Yeah, he has the British junior record as well, but that's for 15 and under, just to be perverse. So he's too old for that one. There you can go. So Finley Davis just missing out 25.2. So 25 was around the benchmark for that A final. But terrific stuff there, and a lovely swim from the 2 Bath guys. And we saw that fantastic battle in the 200 back, and I think we're going to be seeing that across the backstroke between the boys from Bath.
The Bath battle. Battle of the Bath. It's yeah, there was nothing to choose between them there. That was great underwater, wasn't it, from all 3 of them? That was incredible stuff there on that final heat, and very good swim indeed to get to the touch for 24.02.
Yep.
And Dean Fern, excellent stuff. He'll be pleased to get that record under his belt.
Yeah, so you got 50 metres you're allowed underwater. In a 50 then, you only swim above the water for 20 odd metres.
Takes you back to the old days, doesn't it? For when you used to be able to swim almost the entire length on backstroke underwater until... When did they bring that in? It was about 1990 or something like that. They brought in the new rules.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't before mine, unfortunately. Not that I could ever do much under the water. Anyway, chance to catch breath now after those fast and furious 50s. 200 breaststroke. Chance rush to catch breath. It's a tough one for the swimmers though. And for the female 200 breaststroke first heat, Jessica Schultz from University of Stirling going in 1. Kayla Smith from City of Glasgow in 2. Aquajets of Newcastle with Megan Cairns in 3, and Lily Ella Curran in 4. Leonie Bedborough from Heart of Midlothian in 5. Fern Crichton from University of Aberdeen Performance off to a good start in 6. And Katie Gillis from Renfrew Bath is in lane number 7. Entry times here, not much to choose between all of the swimmers, only a second and a half, and this promises to be a good contest here. But Fern Crichton has taken it off very fast. 2:43.93 the entry time for Fern Crichton. She'll come down to the halfway stage now, and yeah, 200 breaststroke. It's one of these ones, Duncan, you don't want to go out too fast because it can catch you on that final 100.
Yep, the old story of it feels like you're carrying a piano on the back of your back. Hopefully we're in good shape here though. Fern 1:17.48, Kayla Smith in second, and then a gap of a second to Megan Cairn. So it's lane 6 and lane 2 taking the pace, and certainly pushing on very nicely is Kayla Smith, the 14-year-old, so youngest swimmer in this heat from City of Glasgow. 2:44.0 entry time for her. So it looks like maybe she's moved into the lead now. Katie Gillies of Renfrew Boss is also moving up in lane 7, but it is Kayla Smith, the youngster, who is in the lead at the 150, 159.76, and see a 41.9 for her, but Katie Gillies 41.3 on that penultimate 50. So what could she do in the final 50 here? It looks like it is between these two now, with a group of 4 swimmers really in the center lanes battling for third. But still, Kayla Smith has the edge in lane 2. Can she hold on to that down the final length? It's going to be close, I think, because Katie Gillies is pushing hard all the way, and a late push as well from Leonie Bebra in lane 5. I think Katie Gillies is maybe going to come through and edge this one, and she does. 2:43.22, so improves by about a second on her entry time. The Renfrew Bar swimmer, West District age group champion, short course. Kayla with that really strong middle section takes second, 2:43.66, and Leonie Bebra with that strong finish coming in for third. I think that illustrated your point there nicely, didn't it, with Fern obviously finding it tough in the second half there. You do need to manage this 200 breaststroke very carefully indeed.
Yeah, it was a well-paced finish there from a number of the swimmers. They came through strongly in that second half of that 200 breaststroke. So we'll see what this one has got. The entry times have dipped under the 2:40 mark for a few of the swimmers here. Ava Ross, City of Glasgow in 1, Ella Thompson from Perth City in 2, Amelia Barrett from Tadcaster in 3, Ella McGeorge, Edinburgh University in 4, Abby Whitfield from Derwent and Gateshead in 5, Sarah Smith from Warren de Bath in lane number 6, off to a good start, that familiar red cap of Warren de Bath. Eloise Herbert from Tadcaster in lane 7, and Erin Jones from Newcastle in lane number 8. So close in entry times, quite close in terms of age as well. We've got Ella Thompson up there in lane 2, 14-year-old. We've got a few 15-year-olds in this one, and Ella McGeorge, the oldest in this heat, 18-year-old in lane number 4. But Sarah Smith is 17 years of age, and she is leading them through as they come to the halfway point. As I said, that red cap of Warren Down, Ella Thompson with the red cap of Perth City, looks like she might be in second at that halfway stage. 1:16.11, faster than the previous heat for Sarah Smith.
Yeah, about 1.3 faster at halfway, and she's got a similar 1.4 lead over Thompson. They're really punching up over the top of your screen there, with lane 1 going strongly, Ava Ross, and also lane 3, Amelia Barrett, City of Glasgow and Tadcaster respectively. Tadcaster around the York area. And well, see if anyone can make a challenge on Sarah Smith. Lane 7, Eloise Herbert, another Tadcaster swimmer, is in the mix. Look at that, they're in a line, 6 of them behind Sarah as you come up to the 150, 158.55. Check on the splits there. So we got a couple in the 41s, Eloise and Abby in 3rd and 4th. But Sarah, I would think you would be wanting to keep this going and just finish it off. She's about, well, best part of her body length up still, but well, they are coming back at her a little bit, I think. Still up there in lane 2, Ella Thompson, and now pushing on in lane 5 is Abby Whitfield. I don't think anyone's going to catch Sarah here. She is going to take this from the start all the way through. It is tightening up a little bit, but not enough that Sarah can be caught. 2:41.29 for her. So a couple of seconds faster than the previous heat, and not too far away from entry time, about a second and a half off her entry time, but Well, we'll see whether that's good enough for a place in the B final. Of course, just the 2 finals in the 200. So, well, I suspect that might be a bit tough to make it on that time, but we will wait and see.
She hung on well there at the end. It was good discipline off the turns, I think, as the others were coming back on her, so that enabled her to just hold on to that lead. So nice competitive race there. Go on to the seeded heats now, so we'll see the times ramp up here as we'll expect. Evie O'Halloran Hutchison in lane number 1, Amy McLeod for City of Glasgow in lane number 2, Susie McNair back in the water again, she goes in lane number 3, Anna Morgan from Edinburgh University, the favourite for this one, by far the fastest entry time of this heat, she goes in 4, Anna Finlay from Derwentside and Gateshead in 5, Maya Rogers from Bourne de Baths in 6, Rebecca Reid from Aberdeen in 7, and Tegan Black from East Lothian in lane number 8. So Anna Morgan, the class of this field, great record in this 200 metres breaststroke at the big championships of the last year or so, and really with that clear lead over the others either side of her, Susie McNair and Anna Finlay. Susie McNair, seen her in the water already this morning, had a good 400 individual medley yesterday, and quite a lot, a breaststroke obviously a very important part of that 400 IM, so Susie McNair going along very nicely in second, but Anna Morgan dominating this one, almost 4 seconds in advantage at the halfway point.
Yeah, looking very strong. She's really been very strong in the last year or so, and she was 5th in the British Championships. She bronze medalist here last year. She'll be looking, I think, to be further up the podium tonight, and got this one absolutely under her control. The race is about second place, Susie McNair being challenged hard by Anna Finlay of Derwentside and Gateshead. She was bronze medalist recently at the North East Short Course Championships, 4th in the British Summer Championships back in the summer in Sheffield. She is giving Susie McNair a good run for her money in this final 50 now, but no one is anywhere close to Anna Morgan. She turns for home around the 2:08 mark, and you can see these next two coming up in about 2:13, 2:14, so it's looking very good for Anna here. Susie McNair holding off Anna Finlay as they come down the final leg, and then quite a gap to lane 6, I think it is, in 4th place. So Anna Morgan 2:27.93, and well, 2:23 entry time, so I suspect that we'll be seeing something quite a bit faster than that tonight. But lays down the marker. Susie McNair 2nd, Anna Finlay 3rd, so 2:35 that 3rd spot. Keep an eye on that. So there's your lineup for heat number 4, and we have Perry Scobby, Owen Starling swimming in lane 1. Izzy Monarch of Morpeth in 2. 3 is Emily McGee from Dundee City Aquatics. Then 2 Edinburgh University swimmers, Cara Hanlon and Hannah Bowley. Lucy Stowes, the 2nd Dundee swimmer in lane 6. Saren Talentire of Morpeth, 2nd Morpeth swimmer in lane 7. And Zara Kravis of East Lothian in lane 8. So very much the fancy swimmer, and this one will be Cara Hanlon, the British champion in 200 breaststroke, British Universities champion, Scottish long course champion. Has had a fantastic season, so unlucky to miss out on a place on the team to Paris, but she leads the way 33 dead.
Yes, I saw that documentary that Cara did on that on the TV. Yeah, it was a great piece of work from Cara Hanlon, and as you said, very unlucky to miss out on that place in the Olympics. 6/100s, I think it was in the end. But real star for Cara Hanlon. Let's hope she can do something here in our national championships, and she's looking very good. She'll be certainly one of the favourites for this one. There was 3 swimmers in terms of entry time who were very, very close. Cara Hanlon being one of them. Hannah Morgan we've already seen, and we'll see Ellie McCartney in the final heat. But Cara Hanlon looking very, very good at that halfway stage, 109.87. Cara Hanlon, of course, Scottish record, the long-standing one as well. Hannah Miley holds that one, one of the many that Hannah Miley set in this 200 breaststroke. Hannah was obviously did multiple events at these Scottish Short Course Championships, and she still holds a number of records. Real class act, of course, Hannah Miley. So I'm sure Cara Hanlon would love to challenge that mark at some point. It's a fast one though, 220.61.
Yep. So we'll see whether Cara can get anywhere close to that. I think her best time ever is 2:22. She did a European short course this time last year, actually. So we'll see whether she can be in that sort of time. Certainly not going to be at that pace this morning, but tonight will be another contest. Lane 5 is looking set for second place. That's Hannah Bowley, just ahead of Emily McGee, the Dundee swimmer, going very nicely. In fact, she might just nick second. There's no doubt about the winner, and that is Cara, 2:29.33. So easing back, I think, in the second half there, and as a result of that, not as fast as Anna Morgan in the previous heat. It is Emily McGee taking second, 2:31.76. I would fancy her to get in the A final with that. And Hannah Bowley, 2:32.79. She'll have to wait and see, I think.
Yeah, nice swim there, Cara Hanlon taking that one. Couple of seconds in the end. She said Duncan easing back in the closing stages, went out and just under the 110 mark, so came back in around about 120 there for the second 100. So a little bit more to give in the final, we hope, for Cara Hanlon. Let's see what this final heat can do. Katie Coventry from Morpeth, another Morpeth swimmer represented in lane number 1. Niamh Savoury from Newcastle in 2. Charlotte Hardy from South Ayrshire in 3. Ellie McCartney, fastest entry time, and off to a great start there from Limerick in lane 4. Nuala Gow from Geary in 5. Julie Sauer from University of Stirling in 6. Millie Cammack from City of Sunderland in 7. And Esme Hall, the youngster, the 14-year-old, right down at the bottom, Borough of Stockton in lane number 8. But, well, Ellie McCartney represented Ireland on the international stage, and again, one of this real crop of Irish swimmers. We talked about the Olympic Games, Daniel Whiffen winning that gold medal, first gold medal for a number of years for the Irish team, and you know, they've really come to the fore in recent years, really challenging on the international stage, Duncan.
Yep, and Ellie here, finalist in the European Championships last season, so very much one of those, just 19 years old, so hopefully the best is still to come from Ellie. 1:09.51 is the fastest 100 split we've seen, about 3/10 faster than Cara Hanlon in the previous heat, so this is going to be tasty tonight, the British champion against the Irish champion, and well, it'll be interesting to see how that works out, because Ellie is completely dominating this one from Charlotte Hardy, a 17-year-old swimming in South Ayrshire, does her training down at Millfield, but has always been loyal to the South Ayrshire where her roots come from, and she's looking good for a second spot here, but it's Ellie coming in to the 150, 147.21, so she'll be looking, well, will she push it on, or will she ease back? She can afford to ease back if she wants to. Nuala Gow just on the knees or thereabouts of Charlotte Hardy, so that could be an important race there for second place, and Nuala is definitely closing on Charlotte now, so definitely keep an eye on that second place battle. That could be very important for a place in the A final, and Nuala, I think, understands that and pushing hard. But here's Ellie coming in 2:25.43. She'll have lane 4 in the final. That was a good strong swim all the way through. A 1:09 first half, 1:16 second half, good solid stuff. Nuala Gow did come through with that 38.1 final 50 to take second, 2:31.17 for her. Just in the end, a second ahead of third place Charlotte Hardy. And we'll find out in a minute who makes it into the A final. Has Charlotte done enough? Keeping us waiting here. So wait for the top 8. Here we go. And Charlotte comfortably in fact, in 6th spot. There's Ellie, Anna and Cara, your top 3. That's going to be a tasty one tonight.
Yeah, more to give, I think, for all of those swimmers in the top 3 spots. Rebecca Reid just nicking in there for place in the B final as they stand. Of course, I'll have to wait for the heats this afternoon to see if that is confirmed, but 2:40 mark there for 16th position as they go down the field now into the 2:44. It's very close. Of course, just an A and B final for the 200s, A, B and C for the 50s and the 100 events. Some good swims there. We said we saw another good swim in heat number 1 as well. And another 200 event still to come now. It's a 200 butterfly for the male and open. And there is 5 heats as always this morning. And this is the first of those 5. Innisgow from Geary in 2. Taylor Horseman, Tadcaster in 3. Tom Jeffords from Ren 96 in 4. Callum Mongan from Aquabears in 5. And Alfie Churches from City of Glasgow in lane number 6. Well, we talked, Duncan, about the importance of getting the 200 breaststroke right in terms of the pacing. 200 fly, arguably even more important.
Yeah, definitely. But these guys, 17-year-olds, one 16-year-old, or 2 16-year-olds in fact, and one 18-year-old, so they'll have done this a good few times. Taylor Horseman, the early leader from Tadcaster, from Alfie Churches and Tom Jeffords. Callum Mongan then, Aquabears. There's a trivia test for you. Do you know where Aquabears are based?
Is it Lincoln?
It is not, it's Rochdale.
Rochdale,
Yeah.
right, okay. Who's in Lincoln there? There was a Lincoln.
Pentaqua.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's good knowledge, Duncan.
Yeah, I've got to know something. Yeah. So 102.26, very tight contest going on here. Taylor Horseman did lead at the 50, still got that lead, but you can see there, really all 5 of them within a body length of each other, and now just edging up is Tom Jeffords in lane 4. Ooh, very tight at the turn. Lane 6 is Alfie Churches, he's right in the mix as well. So this is really, again, what have you got in the tank at this stage as you come up to the 150 mark? And Tom Jeffords perhaps just saving himself in that first half, starting to push on. 34.8. Callum Mongan also with a good third 50 split, 34.7. So those are the 2 with the momentum at the moment. Callum Mongan going in lane 5 is maybe just edging into second place now, but it's Tom Jeffords in lane 4 who turns for the final time. But, well, Callum Mongan, the Aquabear, is very much in about this one, coming down the final length, and this is going to be a tight one at the end here. Has Callum timed this right? I think he has. What a final 50, what a second half from Callum. 35.0 on his final 50. Takes the win in 2:13.35, 2 seconds inside his entry time, and, well, that's how to do it, isn't it? Pace yourself in the first half and really come out fighting in the second.
He came through strong, and he spotted that finish almost perfectly there at the end, right on the extension of the stroke. Quite often that can make a difference in close finishes, but yeah, Callum did a great job there, and an improved time. So second heat already underway. Daniel Payton from Tynemouth in 1, Peter McGrother from Derwentside and Gateshead in 3, Thomas Trainer, South Lanarkshire in lane number 3, Jamie McCormack, Chester Street in 4, Jasper Hall, Newcastle in 5, Ethan Collins, Stirling Swim in 6, Mano Drysdale from Warren de Bass in 7, and Rio Rogers from Basildon Phoenix in lane number 8. Try to look for the Basildon Phoenix orange cap, but I can't see one there. Rio Rogers Oh, it's down. It's under our captions. Look at that. No wonder I couldn't see one there, Rio Rogers. So into the 75-metre mark, they're coming up to the halfway point. These are very low seats we're in the air, Duncan. That's my excuse.
Yep.
Good job your heater keep me right. Into the halfway stage though, and it is another close one, isn't it? Peter McGrother in that last split there, 32.47, taking him to a 101.65. Jamie McCormack second, Thomas Traynor in third place. So all the action taking place on that far side of the pool, and Peter McGrother looking really good, but only just gone past the halfway though, Duncan. Still a long way to go.
Yeah, and it's all set up for somebody to push hard in the second half here, but as you say, Paul, it's Peter McGrother and Jamie McCormack making the running in lanes 2 and 4. Peter turning first by 0.3, 1:35.19, a couple of seconds faster than the previous heat. Peter entered on a 2:14, 18-year-old from Derwent and Gateshead, but it does look like Jamie McCormack, a local rival from Chesterley Street, just south of Newcastle. So these two are going to be doing battle down this last length, and well, it's tight to call this one. They are going at it hard here, and I think Peter's maybe just hanging on to that lead, and is going to take it. Really pushed all the way by Jamie, but saw him off and takes the win in 2:10.46. That's a nice improvement of 3.5 seconds for Peter. Derwent and Gateshead swimmers, great to see them come up loyally to Edinburgh year after year. So fantastic to see them. They always seem to swim their socks off up in Edinburgh, so they must like the water here. And it's great for us to have them here along with their teammates from Northumberland, Durham area. Unfortunately, we have a disqualification there. That's Rio Rogers. So that orange cap didn't save him there in lane 8. A technical infraction from Rio. Apologies, unfortunate for him. So on to heat number 3, we have Rory Young, City of Glasgow in lane 1, Elliot Best of Newcastle Swim Team in 2, David Annis, he's having a busy morning, goes for University of Stirling in 3, Brogan McAviney of Limerick in 4, Riccardo Lucarelli, University of Stirling in 5, Isaac Buchan, Barrow Stockton in 6, and 2 more from Newcastle, Matthew Scott in 7, Jamie Beach in 8. So into the cycle seeded heats, Brogan McAviney, the silver medalist in the Irish trials earlier in the year, was also silver medalist in Irish short course this time last year. And well, I was going to say he leads them through, but he doesn't. It's Riccardo Lucarelli in 26.93, a really strong start from Riccardo in lane 5. B finalist recently in the Buck Short Course Championships. Did his entry time 2:01 here last year, winning the B final, well, to be in the A final, certainly setting out his stall to be in that A final so far. And taking it out really aggressively here, Paul.
Yeah, a long rangy stroke there from Riccardo Lucarelli as he came in to that halfway point, 58.17. Still really long stroke at the front of the butterfly technique there. Good stuff from Lucarelli, keeping that long stroke going. Brogan McAviney in second place now. In third place, trying to come back one line down, is Isaac Buchan in lane number 6, and also going well, David Annis right in the mix as well. So probably no one in the top 4 or 5 is out of this one. Another good turn there from Lucarelli, just taking him into that advantage, but they're all coming back now. 5 swimmers all in a row here. This could be right. Going down to the wire now. Maybe it might be Isaac Buchan who's taken up the running. Just ahead of Lucarelli. Isaac Buchan finishing very, very strongly indeed. Barrow Stockton swimmer in 2:03.91 his entry time. Is he going to get in first? Oh, just about Isaac Buchan. 2:03.12, but what a close contest that was. Look at the times. 2:03.12 down to 2:03.90. First 5 swimmers separated by less than 0.8 of a second.
Yeah, very, very tight one. That must be about the tightest race we've seen this morning. Good one there for heat number 3. So there's going to be a few who will be waiting nervously to see what the times are in these next two heats. And it's your lineup for heat number 4. So we have the youngster from City of Glasgow, Nikolai Cisnat, in lane 1. Fraser Tetlow for University of Aberdeen in 2. His teammate Kieran Lennox beside him in 3. Andrew Bertoli going in lane 4 for Stirling University. Then 2 from Edinburgh, Brodie Gordon-Gibson and Tom Robertson in lanes 5 and 6. Ethan Williams for Newcastle in 7. And Joe Carter of Delting in the Shetlands in lane 8. So Brodie Gordon-Gibson stood off his earlier opportunity to swim in favour of this one. I think it's our first sighting of Andrew Bertoli in these championships, so those two taking it out here. Gordon-Gibson with the touch, 26.44, about half a second faster than the previous heat. He's in his first season in the Scottish senior team. Did a 200 at Bucks, about a second and a half faster than his entry time here. So he's been a swimmer who's been in great form in the early part of this season, and he has the advantage of best part of a body length as we come up to halfway. 56.62, now a second and a half faster than the previous heat, and has over a second on Bertoli with Tom Robertson just behind him. So those three well clear of the others, and we've got a nice arrowhead here, Paul, with Brodie Gordon-Gibson really showing some good stuff here.
Yeah, well, what has Bertoli got left for this final stages of this one? It's not all over yet. Brodie Gordon-Gibson with that lead though, looking very good, very comfortable at this stage, but Andrew Bertoli now trying to make that comeback. He's just closed the gap by 0.1 of a second though. It's not going to be enough if he can do that in the last couple of 25s. He's now trying to make a move. He doesn't have to. I think the top two should be safe enough for that A final, but always good psychologically if he can come back from being behind to nick this touch. So it is Gordon-Gibson and Bertoli into the wall absolutely together. They are going to come in almost together, and it is Brodie Gordon-Gibson who hung on there with a fast finishing Andrew Bertoli in second. Tom Robertson clear in third position. So those three faster than the top 5 in that previous heat, but good contest between these two. Brodie Gordon-Gibson just holding on at the end.
Yeah, and that was the best time from Brodie, I think. I said he did a 200 at Bucks, and there's 158 there. So, yeah, nice improvement, and he really hit that all the way from the front, and then had to work hard to hold on to it, but he was prepared to put in that work, so reap the reward. Final heat. There's your lineup. James Boddy of Geary in 1. Benjamin Beale, the 14-year-old from Derwentside and Gateshead, in 2. Scott Fleming, University of Stirling, in 3. Tom Bealey of University of Aberdeen in 4. Peter Allen, second from the University of Stirling, in 5. Evan Davison of Perth City in 6. Callum Sinclair of West Lothian in 7. And Ross Anderson of East Lothian in lane 8. So we've got a little West Lothian, East Lothian battle at the bottom of your screen there. But it's the very experienced Tom Bealey, silver medalist in the British Championships in April, who is leading the way, 26.12, and that is faster than we've seen. So take it out nicely at 1:54 entry time. Don't think he swam this event last year. He was the winner up in Sheffield at the British Summer Championship. I always call it the Aquatics GB Summer Championships now. Need to get used to that.
Yeah, that's right. But you're not the only one to. Duncan Scott won the Athlete of the Year at the awards, and he mentioned British Swimming Awards, but he corrected himself in his acceptance speech. So easily done. I'm sure we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, but this is very impressive stuff from Tom Bealey. He's way clear of a good old scrap going on for second. There's 4 swimmers involved in that. So lane 2 is Benjamin Beale, the youngster. Scott Fleming is in the mix. We can't see them because Tom Bealey is so far clear here. We watch him go through 1:27.06. Not that much faster now than Brodie. Just 4 attempts, and you see a 30.9. He's eased back. He's done the hard work in the first half, but still that battle going on for second. Benjamin Beale, the youngster, and Scott Fleming beside him, just ahead of lanes 5 and 6, Peter Allen and Evan Davison. But all four of them will be pushing to get into that A final. Tom Beattie doesn't need to worry about that. He comes in 1:58.57. He will have lane 4, 3/10 faster than Brodie. And it was Peter Allen just edging through to take second spot there, 2:03.18 in a very tight contest there.
Another range of people all in the 203 range. This is going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, it's going to be very crowded around that sort of lower parts of the A final, top half of the B final. And there you can see, oh, look at that joint 7th. Elliot Best, Scott Fleming, 2:03.33. Now, what was 9th? It'd be interesting to see that. 2:03.50, David Annis. And the youngster from Derwentsside and Gateshead, 2:03.56. That's a fantastic swim from Benjamin. Was entered 2:05, so he'll be happy with that. And again, a chance to go even faster in the final.
Very congested there on that 2:03 range. Tie for 7th. Swim off avoided again.
Unless someone swims faster this afternoon, but that's unlikely, it has to be said.
Yeah, let's. We normally see someone get into one of the finals in the afternoon's heats, though, don't we?
Yeah, but not often the A final.
Not often the A final, no. Not unless there's someone who.
Yeah. Very occasionally, particularly on a Friday, you get somebody who had an exam in the morning and they allow them to swim in the afternoon, but I don't think that applies on a Saturday morning.
Okay.
But, well, we'll see. We're on to 100 backstroke now. First of 5 heats for the females. You can see there 4 swimmers in the pool, so we have lane 2 was scheduled to come in, but not there. So we've got Zoe Crawford of first, Erin Ferris of Cumbernauld, Rosie Dickerson of Nottingham Leander, and Chloe Brotherton of South Tyneside. So we don't think we've seen anybody from Nottingham Leander yet, and so great to have Rosie here, and off to a decent start, along with Zoe and Erin, all pretty close. Erin Ferris, the junior champion last night in the 200 backstroke, so she's going well in that distinctive yellow cup of Cumbernauld. And it looks like I think she's going to have the lead at the 15, narrowly from Zoe Crawford, 31.51 and 31.67, so not a lot in it.
Yeah, with Ferris there, with just that slender lead, maybe just holding on to that as they come into this final turn of this first heat of the 100 backstroke. And again, just holding that advantage off that turn. But it was good from Zoe Crawford in second. Coming back now, Chloe Brotherton maybe trying to hit second place. Not sure she's going to make it though. Erin Ferris in first there, 105.28 for her. So a second improvement on the entry time. Zoe Crawford 106.23, almost bang on her entry time. 5/100s better than a 106.28. So little improvement, but it's all going in the right direction.
Yep, that's what it's all about. Heat number 2, Fern Crichton back in the water for University of Aberdeen. Isla Wetton of East Lothian in 2. Millie Linton of Borough of Stockton in 3. Abby McInerney of Inverclyde in 4. 5 is Rosie Forster of Warrender. Ailsa Clubb for Aberdeen Dolphin in 6. Alison Wood of Highland Swim Team in 7. And Freya Beach of Newcastle in lane 8. So again, just a little tweak. I think that was to the ledge this time. So nothing serious. And we get the whistle go. And we'll be underway very shortly. In they go. So entry times in this one. So low 105 to low 106s, about a spread of about a second. Abby McInerney, a promising youngster from Inverclyde, as the fastest entry time, 105.10, 15-year-old, national age group silver medalist. So we'll see what she can do. Nice start there in lane 7. And that was Alison Wood from Highland, but as they get to the wall, lane 1, Fern Crichton, well, we saw her go out very fast in the 200 breaststroke earlier. Lane 3 now starting to make her presence felt, Millie Linton, and lane 5 right up there, Rosie Forster. So, well, plenty of tenders in this one. 31.16 is about 3/10 faster than the first heat, and just 500 between Rosie and Millie.
Yeah, it's trying to dip under that 105 at time, so they're giving themselves a good chance of that first 50. 31 at the split there. So let's see if they can come back under that 105 mark. Looking very, very good then, Rosie Forster and also Millie Linton. Those two are going to head them. Who's going to get the touch? Rosie Forster just has enough there and there. 104.21. Excellent stuff. And Millie Linton 104.87. Oh, it was a nice first split, and they followed that up on the second 50. And Rosie Forster, great time there, almost a second improvement. 105.16 improved to the 104.21. Still waiting for confirmation of this result. Can look here in the venue, it's not been confirmed yet, so maybe a correction in time rather than a disqualification, Duncan, but
yep,
don't
see any great conferences going on, so that is now confirmed. Isla Wetton in third place in a 106.37, but Rosie Forster, as you said, Paul, taking the win in a nice time, 104.21.
Next one, heat number 3, Jessica Kirkwood, University of Aberdeen performance in 1, Isabel Hiley from Edinburgh University in 2, Daniel Farrell from Limerick in 3, Holly McGill, University of Stirling, goes in 4, Hannah Pearce from Tux in 5, Millie Mainwaring from City of Glasgow in 6, Catherine Renfrew in 7 from Perth City, and Katie Blunt, closest to us, from City of Sunderland. Holly McGill, seen her have a good swim yesterday, so we know she's on decent form in lane number 4, but what a good start from Danielle Farrell, right off the pads, and also Millie Mainwaring going well in lane number 6, so 3 and 6 might lead them in, but Holly McGill coming back there just in those final few strokes, just to lead by 1/100th ahead of Danielle Farrell.
Yeah, all interesting stuff here, and between lanes 3 and 4, certainly setting the pace here. Danielle Farrell, 5th in the Irish Short Course Championships last year against Holly McGill, we saw in that terrific 200 backstoke last night, was joint 2nd at Bucks last month, and it is Holly who's coming through to take this one by around about a metre from Danielle. Another very nice swim from Millie Mainwaring. She's having a really strong meet for City of Glasgow, but Holly McGill ducks under the minute, 59.96 for her, very close to her entry time, 59.7, so she had to really push out there because Danielle Farrell really made her work for that one. 1:00.91 for Danielle, so that was a good swim, inside her entry time by about 7/10, and Millie Mainwaring in 3rd.
Yeah, she had a very good start, Danielle Farrell, really good first 25. And some good turns as well, keeping her into contention, but Holly McGill had the strength at the end. And let's see if anyone else can dip under the 1 minute mark. Here is heat number 4, Marie Wood, University of Aberdeen performance, Anna Green, Edinburgh University in 2, Heidi Wren, City of Glasgow in 3, 2 from University of Stirling in the centre, Katie Shanahan and Caitlin Ebbage, Amy Shields from Edinburgh University in 6, Eve Wood from Orkney in lane number 7, and Mary Mischenko goes from University of Aberdeen performance, goes in lane number 8. Mary Mischenko having a busy morning. It's at least her 3rd event that we've seen her.
Yeah, I think it is her 3rd swim, so good for her. Really test herself in this one from lane 8, but edging it just in lane 5 at the first turn, Caitlin Ebbage. So you'd expect the 2 University of Stirling swimmers to be right in the mix here. Katie Shannon, I think, is pacing herself at the moment, as Caitlin Ebbage is going to lead them through the 50, 29.26, a little bit faster than the previous heat. You'd expect to see Katie Shannon start to make her move now. The Bucks short course champion, and she's now alongside her teammate, the 2 of them turning absolutely together. Now watch their turns and how far are they going, but coming up at around 8-9 meters. Caitlin Ebbage still has the edge. I'm not sure Katie Shannon will be too worried about that, but it's going to be close as they come in. Oh, Katie just wants to make sure of the win, and she does. Not under the minute though, 1:00.59 for Katie Shanahan. So behind Holly McGill's time from the previous heat. Caitlin Ebbage just behind her, 1:01.31. Heidi Wren taking third, 1:02.47. Still to come, Kathleen Dawson.
Yeah, Kathleen Dawson, Scottish record holder, goes in at lane number 4. She will be alongside her teammate Florence Tinsley, University of Stirling, who goes in lane number 3. Full lineup: Eve Hallisey and Gabby Freeman, 2 swimmers from the north of England, Newcastle and Morpeth respectively. 2 Stirling swimmers side by side in the middle. Karen Herbs from Tux, South African, in 5. Laura Ann Marshman from University of Stirling in 6. Emma Scamparin from West Lothian in 7. And Ailey Armstrong, with that black and red cap of University of Edinburgh, goes in lane number 8. We'll see what Kathleen Dawson can do. It's, again, Scottish record holder, 56.73. Double Olympian, of course, gold medalist in the relay in Tokyo, that mixed medley relay where she she started the team off well on the backstroke leg, and again, great to see her back in the water and competing really well at these championships in butterfly events as well as backstroke.
Yep, we haven't seen too much butterfly from Kathleen, but she looked pretty good earlier this morning in the butterfly, and here she goes. 28.68 is the fastest 50 split we've seen by around, well, a bit more than half a second, and she's got the clear advantage here over the South African Karen Herbs, who turns second just ahead of Florence Tinsley and Laura Ann Marshman. But Kathleen Dawson in complete control here, as we said, swam this in the Olympics, just outside the semi-final, very close to getting into the semi-final, 58.79, so she will have lane 4, and that was a very respectable heat swim there from Kathleen. Karen Herbs, 1:01.29, Laura Ann Marshman in third, by 100th from Florence Tinsley. I wonder if that will be important. 1:02.35, 1:02.36, we'll find out right now. Oh, both of them in the B final, I think. Hannah Pearce, the one that's just edging through. 2 South Africans in the A final, Karen and Hannah. And there's your B final, and look at that, 9th and 10th, Laura Ann and Florence. And Eve Wood, the Orcadian, just nicks in their junior as well, so watch out. She picked up a junior medal. I think it must be her first junior medal from Orkney for many a long year.
I'll wonder if she's got her sights set on the Island Games next summer, Duncan.
Yeah, that will be a good one. They're hosting it, of course, Orkney in 2025, so I'm sure that will be live streamed, and so if you're interested in island swimming, that's going to be your viewing of choice next July, I think it is.
July, yeah. There's a number of island nations doing that. I think one of the very first Para World Championships were held in Malta, and it was the swimming pool that was built for the Island Games in Malta.
Very good. So we now move to male and open 100 individual medley, and a good full lineup for the first heat. Lachlan Small, Stirling swimming in 1, James Boddy of Geary in 2, Ethan Collins, Stirling swimming in 3, Benji Jeffries goes in 4 for South Ayrshire, Benjamin Beale back in the water for Derwentside and Gateshead, Harrison Holmes in lane 6, University of Stirling, Jacob Light of Morpeth, and Callum MacArthur of Mulgai and Bearsden End. So 1 length of each stroke, and halfway mark Benji Jeffries, the South Ayrshire man, 26.96, leads by half a second from Ethan Collins in lane 3, Callum MacArthur in lane 8, and Lachlan Small's having a good weekend. He's up in lane 1, he's having a terrific breaststroke, and he's moved into the lead there up at the top of your screen, so that white cap at the top also going well. At the bottom of your screen in lane 8 in another white cap, that's Mulgai and Bearsden End's Callum MacArthur. Who's going to get the touch? It's going to be Lachlan from lane 1. Great stuff, under the minute, 59.36 for Lachlan. Another super swim from him. About over a second and a half inside his entry time. Another youngster, Benjamin Beale, takes second by 100th from James Boddy. Both of them inside their entry times as well by half a second or so. Good stuff.
Yeah, it was a real tight finish there, but Lachlan, what a swim there, 59.36. Can anyone dip under the 1 minute here? David Smith, Dundee City Aquatic. Sam Livingston goes in 2 from Morpeth. Jack Mitchell, University of Aberdeen Performance. Adam Thompson, University of Stirling. Alexander Morton, Darlington. Rogers Cringillis, City of Glasgow. Albert Banglin from University of Stirling. And Ewan McDonald, closest to us, in lane number 8 from Glasgow University. Again, look at this, all together as they go over the butterfly. Maybe Albert Bangoon with a little bit of an advantage, but everyone else absolutely together. Alexander Morton with that fast turnover in the centre with that green cap. Still Bangoon though, just about leading Morton by about a tenth of a second or so. Adam Thompson in 3rd place. McDonald also going well, but a good breaststroke. Albert Bangoon really had a very good turn, and that's taken him ahead of the others. Not much to choose between anyone for second. Again, Bangoon up and into his stroke quickly, and he is going to lead them home now. Albert Bangoon, will he be under the 1 minute? Looks like he might be. 1 minute 66 was his entry time. He's well under, 58.81. Rogers Cringillis just outside the 1 minute mark, 1 minute 0.05, and Adam Thompson and David Smith are in the top 4. But again, really tight contest, but Albert Bangoon led from start to finish there. There wasn't much in it, but he seemed to stretch away.
Yeah, breaststroke was the key for him, and then freestyle he looked really strong on that back 25. And of course, turns so important in this 100 IM. One mistake and you are dead, and Albert Bangoon, the Indonesian, did that perfectly. On to heat 3. Blake Godfrey of Turks in 1. Rhys Blackett of Newcastle in 2. Conor Massey, City of Glasgow in 3. David O'Loughlin, University College Dublin in 4. Finlay Davis, University of Stirling in 5. Robert Burgess, Edinburgh University in 6. And 2 more from Stirling University, Nathaniel Sharubi and Finlay Nelson in lane 7 and 8. So the first of the cycle seeded heats, and so it is the 2 in the centre lanes leading the way. David O'Loughlin and Finlay Davis. 56.11 David O'Loughlin's entry time, 56.43 for Finlay, and it's Finlay who's moved into the lead on the breaststroke leg, up by a body length now. He's a swimmer who's really taken to university swimming, was at Midlothian. They gave him a great platform, and University of Stirling are really putting him on, and he has really been turning on the talent in this part of the short course season. 56.62, he takes the win, just a couple of tenths off his heat entry time. David O'Loughlin's second, only by 500ths in the end. A cracking second half from Nathaniel Shanubi there, nearly got second place.
Yeah, good swim there, 56.62. That's laid down the marker for this heat number 4. Robson Miles, City of Glasgow. Stefan Kravich from Edinburgh University. Lewis Maxwell, down outside in Gateshead, goes in 3. Adam Metcalf, Loughborough Town, goes in 4. Liam Molam from University of Stirling in 5. Dean Fern back in the water again. The Aberdeen Dolphin swimmer in lane 6. Finlay Tang from City of Glasgow in 7, and Logan van der Molen in lane number 8. Well, saw that Scottish junior record for Dean Fern a little bit earlier, and he's gone off to a good start in lane number 6. Maybe leads them through. At the halfway point, Dean Fern, Stefan Kravich, 24.77 for Dean Fern.
Yeah, so into the breaststroke. That junior record's held by Craig McLean. He took a Craig McLean record yesterday in the 200 backstroke, so I'm sure he'd love to take another one off Craig. Oh, going well in lane 2 is Stefan Kravis, but it looks like Dean is going to bring this one in. That record 56.23. He's going to be there or thereabout, just outside it by a tenth. So watch out for tonight on that one. 56.33 for Dean Fern. Stefan Kravis just behind him, 56.48 for the Edinburgh University swimmer. That's well over a second inside his entry time, so he'll be happy with that. Liam Molam taking 3rd, but yeah, another excellent performance from the youngster from Aberdeen Dolphin.
He was going for that, wasn't he, Dane Fern? 2 chances, hopefully, of claiming that record. Just missing out on this one, but he'll be back tonight for another go at this one. It's the last heat, 5th of the 5 heats. Dermot Sutton from Limerick. A lot of University of Stirling presence in this one. Cameron Rapson, the first of their swimmers. Matthew Randall from Tucks in 3. Josh Press, University of Stirling in 4. Andrew Arthur in 5 from Aberdeen Performance. Aaron Oakers, University of Stirling in 6. Mika Van Blert from Aberdeen Performance in 7. And Logan Ward down there at the bottom in University of Stirling in lane number 8. Doesn't look like there's anyone in lane number 1, but we do have the 7 swimmers. And Josh Press is away and clear at the front of the field. Stirling lead the way. 55.32 was Josh Press's time, entry time, and he'll be hoping to claim that top spot. Very strong breaststroke, very high turnover there of that breaststroke on that 25 metres, and he's away and clear, working really hard. Josh Press in lane number 4. He heads Andrew Arthur, but it is going to be Press into the wall here. 54.96. Well, what a good time that was from Josh Press. Wow.
Yep, 4/10 inside his entry time, which is the time he did here last year to pick up the bronze medal, but he'll go in as number 1 tonight with that 54.96. Andrew Arthur 56.13, Matthew Randall just behind him. So there's your top 6, all of those 3 in there. Dean Fern you can see there, 3rd fastest. Stefan Kravis is there. There's the B finalist, Aaron Oakers, through to Albert Bangham with that super swim from heat number 2. And of course we have a C finalist one, and there's the ones, another joint 23rd, 1:00:28. A number of times we've seen that today, missing swim off by a hair's breadth. And look at that, 1:00:29 for Benjamin. So close.
30 and 31, look at that.
Yeah.
34.
Yes. Talk about tight margins that decide whether you're going to get another swim or not. Oh, so close.
I could see someone this afternoon challenging those times. Seen some big improvements to make it into that A, B or C final. But back to the action now. Final individual event this morning, Duncan. I think we've got some relays to come, but this is a final individual event, 400 freestyle for female.
Yep, so another one that's a tough push. You can see that distinctive starting style in lane 5. That can only be Faye Rogers there with just that one arm down. So the lineup here is Charlotte Payton for Tynemouth in 2, Ruby Robinson of Tadcaster in 3, Ellie Lewis of Orpington OJs in 4, Gwendolyn Mearns in lane 5. She had a fantastic 800 last night, Tyndale swimmer. And then 2 from University of Aberdeen, Faye Rogers in 6, India Marshall in lane 7. So Faye Rogers is the British S10 record holder, 4:32.96. That's the time she's been entered on here, so we'll keep an eye on that among other things to look out for in this first heat. Lane 5 is Gwendolyn Mearns, so we talked about her 800, and certainly she is starting off very nicely in this 400. The Tyndale swimmer did her 4:32, finishing 3rd in the junior final in Sheffield at the North East of England short course, and she leads them through the 100, 1:03.42 with Ellie Lewis of Orpington behind her. And these two pretty close. They're also going well in lane 2 is Charlotte Payton. So she is the swimmer from Tynemouth, 4:33 entry time. So a good trio of swimmers here at the front, coming up to the 150. The 2 Aberdeen swimmers very close in lane 6 and 7 as well. And they're not that far back, Faye and India, but now it's Ellie Lewis 500s at the 150, 34.2 there. Charlotte Payton a 34.1, so they're the 2 fastest on that last 50. Early days, not at halfway yet.
No, it's certainly a long way to go here, and interesting there, Faye Rogers, India Marshall just pacing each other. Faye Rogers, so that Paralympic title in butterfly, that's her main event, but she's had some success internationally in the 400 as well. So we'll see what Faye Rogers can do. Can she get close to that British record that she holds, 4:32.96? Might be a little bit of a stretch, but she won't be too far away. Again, just getting back in the water after those Paris games, which were only in September, Faye Rogers, but she's on decent form. From down south at the Commonwealth pool in Birmingham a couple of weeks ago, and she broke a couple of records there at that event. So she's come back with all guns blazing, Faye Rogers. Charlotte Payton, though, still leads the way, 2:48.07. Charlotte Payton from Tynemouth, Ellie Lewis from Orpington, and Gwendolyn Mearns. They are the top three, but top two, Charlotte Payton and Ellie Lewis, going over absolutely together. India Marshall now just beginning to stretch away from Faye Rogers as they come down now to the bottom end, and it looks like it might be possibly lane number 4 just taking up the running. Duncan, Ellie Lewis possibly. No, in fact, India Marshall just going really well down the bottom here. All the entry times 4:32 and 4:33, so not much to choose between any of the swimmers here.
No, this is a good one. And we've got 3 swimmers all coming up to the 3:25 turn. Very much together. So India has just been gradually building. In fact, she's now looking very much the strongest in the field in her second season at University of Aberdeen from East Lothian, and she is up by the body length anyway. Oh, and a miscalculation there from the swimmer there in lane 4, Ellie Lewis. She thought she was done, but she's got another 50 to go. You don't expect that to happen at this level, but it's easy to lose count, and that's probably sealed her fate in terms of winning this heat. India Marshall coming down now, very much the favourite. So her entry time is 4:33.10. So she'll be inside that. Nice swim from the University of Aberdeen swimmer, bringing it in 4:32.65. 4:34.65. Charlotte Payton is second. Ellie Lewis, notwithstanding that little miscalculation, does hang on for third. 4:35.27. But you can see that cost her 36.6 on her final 50, and probably a couple of those seconds was just sitting there on the wall. So unfortunate there for Ellie, but India Marshall a good job, and she improves her time by half a second to win heat number 1.
Yeah, short course 400s.
16 lengths.
Oh, it was a lot more difficult than the long course 400s to count, that's for sure.
Yeah,
you when you're tired at the end. Yeah, exactly. Well, the next heat is underway, and that's the second of the 5 heats. Caitlin Young right at the top from Crawley. Caris Mooney from City of Glasgow in lane 2. Lucy Hunter, South Lanarkshire, going in at lane number 3. Sophie McClure from Tadcaster goes in 4. Ella Took from University of Stirling in 5. Ava Ross, City of Glasgow, in 6. Amelia Mardell from University of Aberdeen Performance in 7. And Jessica Thomas, Borough of Stockton, in lane number 8. So, and everyone pretty much of a muchness in these early stages. They're going pretty well. Lucy Hunter in lane number 3, the 15-year-old from South Lanarkshire. 3 15-year-olds in this one. Caitlin Young right at the top from Crawley. Lucy Hunter, the leader at the moment, in lane 3 from South Lanarkshire, and Ava Ross in lane 6, also a 15-year-old. She's the swimmer on the lane below the 2 yellow marked lanes in the centre, but it is Lucy Hunter who's taken them through the 100 mark. Ella Took in second, Caitlin Young in third position, and again quite a tight contest at the front. 4:32 in that previous heat. And we'll just keep an eye on the splits here as they come down to the 150 mark. See where they lie in terms of where they were in that previous heat. We're hoping to dip under the 4:30 mark. Sophie McClure, the fastest entry time in 4:28.70. Ella Took has taken up the running now. Not much in it though, between lanes 3 and 5.
Yeah, it looks like Lucy's got it back, but it's very, very narrow. Lucy's had a good short course season, West District champion in Dumfries a month or so ago. She's also a winner in the summer at the Scottish Summer Meet, and she's now got about a meter's advantage at halfway to 11.06, half a second up, so a nice second, well, 4:50 I suppose, really for her there, just to take her away from Ella Took. Coming up now in lane 4, keep your eye on Sophie McClure of Tadcaster. She, I think, could be a threat in the second half here, and down at the bottom of your screen there's been a very steady race from Jessica Thomas, the 16-year-old from Borough of Stockton, so keep your eye on her as well. You see on the left of your screen as they come in, but it is Lucy, and she is gradually building that lead. 33.9, you see there, she picked up 6/10 on that 50, so she will be hoping to just keep the pressure on and get this pace that the others cannot match, and it looks like that's what's happening, Paul.
Yeah, she had maybe a little bit of a lull, shall we say, just as they went through the 100 to the 150, but since then she has controlled it, and she's coming down now to that 300 mark. And Lucy in 3:19.35. You just see by the splits there, she's the fastest of anyone in the pool. So just extending that lead now.
4 seconds faster than the previous heat at the 300. So she's looking pretty much set for this. Still a race on for second, and it is Ella Took who was the early challenger to Lucy. She's still very much in the mix for second, has second, but not that far ahead of Sophie McClure and Jessica Thomas, who are battling away for third. Sophie just has it by half a second as they go into the final 50, but it's looking good for Lucy Hunter. Her entry time 4:29.93, so let's see if she can get inside that. So the clock just going through the 4:15s as she comes down her last length, and she's going to take a good chunk off that time, I think. Coming in now 4:26.67, so I think she'll be pretty happy with that. That's 3 seconds inside her entry time. Good swim from Lucy. Ella Took, she'll have no trouble remembering her time, 4:30 on the nail. And Sophie McClure taking third, 4:30.61. Confirmation of that result, with Jessica Thomas in for fourth.
Yeah, well done, Lucy Hunter. That was an excellent swim there from the front of the field. Yeah, controlled that one certainly from about 200 out. There's the lineup for heat number 3. Tegan Black from East Lothian in 1. Eve Hallisey from Newcastle in 2. Jess O'Hurley from South Lincolnshire in lane 3. Katie Noble from Newcastle next to her teammate Katie Otterson. They go in 4 and 5. Mary Mischenko in again. 4th swim of the morning for Mary. She goes in 6. Rosie Forster, Warren DeBass in 7, and Amber Hinton is off to a good start there in lane number 8. The 14-year-old from Dumfries, and you were saying, Duncan, very good distance freestyler, Amber Hinton.
Yes, she looked absolutely superb in the 800. The youngster from Dumfries, so it'll be interesting to see how she goes in this 400. She is the West District age group champion, national age group champion in her age group, but of course up against the senior swimmers here. So Mary Mischenko said her 4th swim.
Yeah.
Now, who's her coach, I wonder? Patrick Miley, who was renowned for swimming event after event after event.
Oh, it's all falling into place now. That's
a certain Hannah Miley, yeah. So there's your clue, and Mary Mischenko following in that path. Well, it served Hannah well, and hopefully it can serve Mary well, and what I'm sure she's looking for a big season. But it's Katie Noble and Katie Otterson, the 2 Newcastle Katies, leading the way here at the centre of the pool. Catherine Noble, or Katie Noble, junior champion at the North East Short Course Championships down in Sheffield in November. And she's got, what, a metre maybe on her teammate. Amber Hinton's going well in lane 8, up in 3rd place, I think, yes. Through the 150, just 9/10 behind the leader, 137.03. And it does look like Amber is certainly in about it. And then up at the top of your screen, lanes 2 and 1 also both going pretty well. That's Eve Hallisey in lane 2, Newcastle swimmer, and Tegan Black of East Lothian in lane 1. But it is the two Katies, the two Newcastle swimmers, at the front as they approach halfway.
Yeah, Katie Noble with the edge, 2:11.19 against 2:11.72. And Eve Hallisey just a couple of lanes up from the leader, right at the top of the screen, going well. Amber Hinton now being caught by Rosie Forster with the red cap. Rosie Forster from Warren de Baths. But I think there was an event for Warren de Baths, wasn't it? The 125th anniversary of Warren de Baths recently. It's a long-standing club here from Edinburgh, and well represented in this heat by Rosie Forster. But you wouldn't count her out actually, because she is going along almost faster than anyone else in the pool, apart from Eve Hallisey in lane number 2. So Rosie Forster still very much in the mix here. Hallisey, though, is the one who's going to take up the running. Katie Noble in 2nd, Katie Orison in 3rd, Amber Hinton and Rosie Forster right at the bottom. Still not out of this yet, but Eve Hallisey, as they come in to this 300 mark, looking very, very good indeed. Hallisey, 1st place now, ahead of Noble and Otterson.
Yeah, everything to play for in the final 100 though. 5 swimmers, all pretty close. And see there, Eve up at the top, still leads her. In fact, she's maybe just edging away from the 2 Newcastle swimmers, and then the 2 at the bottom of your screen, Rosie and Amber. But all 5 still in the mix. It's all going to be down to the final 50 finish. Who's going to have the strongest finish? Eve will go into it with the advantage, 3:52.33, 33.4. Rosie Forster also 33.4 there, the 2 fastest in the water at the moment. So it's looking good for Eve Hallisey, you would think, to hold on to this lead from the 2 Katies, the early leaders. Katie Noble, Katie Otterson, and also Rosie Forster. And they are pushing away. Rosie Forster is really working hard in lane 6, 7 rather. But it will be Eve Hallisey who will bring this in. Great swim between the 2 Newcastle girls. Look at that, just 600s between them. Katie Otterson just edging it from her teammate Katie Noble. Rosie Forster just behind them. But Eve Hallisey takes the win. Eve Hallisey, also of Newcastle. Newcastle 1, 2, 3 in that one. Well done to the Newcastle swim team.
Yeah, Eve Hallisey, the one with the bragging rights over her teammates. Just so early, just into the finish now in lane number 3, and there's a confirmed result. Exactly a second separating Eve Hallisey and Katie Otterson, who's 6/100ths ahead of Katie Noble. So Newcastle 1, 2, 3, and we move on to heat number 4. Let's see, this is the first of the 2 cyclically seeded heats. Isabel Wood, Edinburgh University in 1. Rebecca Reid goes Aberdeen for Aberdeen in 2. Ella Smith, Borough Stockton in 3. Leah Chris goes in 4 from Bath. No one in 5. We have Mari Craig from Edinburgh University in 6. Hannah Pearce from Tux in 7. And Kaylin Hall from University of Aberdeen Performance in lane number 8. Our youngest in the field might be the one who's leading them through the first 50. That's Ella Smith from Borough Stockton. Entry time of 4:16.45, and she is leading them through. 29.67 for her. Fastest entry time though is Leah Crisp, the most experienced swimmer in this field, you would say. Leah Crisp from Bath Performance Centre. and she will just be pacing this one to try and make her way into that A final again, because it's a 400, just an A and a B final, so no C final available for this event. And Leah Crisp will be one of the favourites to take that title, along with a couple of the swimmers in that second heat, or the final heat, I should say, of the two cyclically seeded heats. But the youngster going along very nicely in the early stages. Ella Smith, she has led all the way through. Leah Crisp and Mari Craig in 4 and 6 on either side of that empty lane as they come down to the 150 mark. Ella Smith looking very good indeed. Leah Crisp and Ella Smith almost going at identical split times there for that previous 50. Well, not quite a halfway point yet though, so still a long way to go for the young swimmer. Ella Smith working really hard in the early stages. A nice high turnover of the arms, but Leah Smith, the experienced campaigner, is coming back as they go towards the halfway point. Ella Smith though might just edge it. 200 to go though, Duncan.
2:06.56, so that is about 4.5 seconds faster than the previous heat. You get the feeling Leah Crisp is just biding her time here. You can see she's fastest in the water on that 50, 32.2, and at some point you would think she's going to go past Ella, but well, let's wait and see it. Well, she's maybe starting to make her move now. Mari Craig still very much in the mix in lane 6. She's had a good last season or so, 4th in the British Summer Championships. She was 6th in this event last year and went up to bronze medal in the Scottish Long Course Championships. Well, it's Leah Crisp now, 2:38.58, you see her 31.6, so starting to just open up the motors, and now has a body length advantage over Ella Smith. Leah Crisp, of course, as we said, very strong yesterday in the 800, absolutely dominated that one, and she is looking now in control as we come up to 300 meters. 3:09.84. Her entry time for OH, she'll not be at that sort of pace this time. You see pacing 31, so we're looking at 4:11, 4:12 sort of territory, I think, for Leah. Finalist in London at the British Championships last April, and silver medalist at Long Course British Universities early in the year. And she's now well clear, around about 5 meters clear with 50 to go. Another 31 point, 31.6 this time. So I think that 4:12 is looking about right for her. It's tightening up for third place. Mari Craig has had it all the way through, but well, she's got some company from the South African Hannah Pearce now. So that might be interesting in the final 50 as we focus in on Bath's Leah Crisp. And she is going to bring this one in comfortably, and 4:12.59 is her time. That is 12 seconds faster than the previous heat. Very nice swim from Ella, 4:17.72, very close to her entry time. And Mari Craig holding off Hannah Pearce for third place, 4:19.85. See that fourth place time, 4:21.07. So if you're in the top 4 in this last heat and inside 4:21, then you'll be in the A final. Rebecca Reed, 4:26, probably be final territory for her.
Leah Crisp very much one of the favourites for this one. Another one we competed in Paris in the Seine in that open water swim. Bet she's got some stories about that.
Yeah, I bet she has, because there was all sorts of controversy about that, wasn't there?
Maybe see if she can get an exclusive. Anyway, final heat, all aiming for that 4:21 or so to try and make it into that final. Emily Maxwell right up there at the top from Derwent side and Gateshead. Elizabeth Land from Newcastle in 2. Phoebe Arbuckle from Warren de Bass in 3. Lucy Hope and Michaela Glenister in the middle lanes in 4 and 5 from University of Stirling. Emma Price from Borough of Stockton in 6. Alice Forrest from Derwentside and Gateshead in 7. And Evie Mackey from South Lanarkshire goes in lane number 8. Ken Lucy Hope back in the water again. And 400 freestyle this time for Lucy Hope. Michaela Glenister, her teammate next to her in lane 5. Looks like might be Michaela Glenister who is leading them through in that lane 5. They're coming up to the 100 mark. It's very close indeed. Closest to us, Evie Mackey going well. 1 minute point, 101.78. 7/100s ahead of Glenister, with Alice Forrest not too far behind as well. So lanes 7 and 8 very much in the mix, right closest to us as we're looking at it on the camera, and as we're looking at it from the commentary position as well. It's the swimmers on near side to us causing the problems at the head of the field, but Glenister might just take up the running now at the 150. Lucy Hope, probably again one of the most experienced members of the this heat. And we said that she made a debut, we were talking earlier, in the 2014 Commonwealth Games for the Scotland team, so it's been around for a while, Lucy Hope. And, well, a fixture now in the GB team, you would say. That 4x200 freestyle relay has been successful on the international stage, and Lucy Hope very much a part of that one as they come down to the halfway point. Lucy Hope lying in 4th, but nothing in it at all. Evie Mackey with a touch, but very close contest.
Yep, so Evie, 15-year-old, going very nicely here, but as you can see, there's, 6 swimmers all pretty much in a line. Lucy Hope, it would be interesting to see her, because I'm not sure how much time she'll have spent in the water since Paris. She is biding her time. Well, we saw Leah Crisp moving through in the second half in the last heat. Is somebody going to do the same here? It's not happened yet. Evie Mackey still holding that advantage. So they're all going in around that low 33s. Elizabeth Land there, a 31 for her in lane 2. So we'll keep an eye on her. Going nicely there up at the top of your screen there. In fact, is she edged into the lead? She's certainly up there in lane 2. Still, well, loads of them turning. Much of a muchness. And those two at the bottom of your screen still right in the mix there. Evie Mackey in 8, and beside her Anna Forrest in lane 7. But what's that? 6 swimmers all turning. Very, very close indeed. Michaela Glenister, the Scottish champion in the 800 last night. 3:14.18. They're not as fast now as Leah Chris from the previous heat. They're about, 4 seconds back on her time at 300. Well, this is about getting a top 4 spot. Remember that 4th place in the last heat was 4:21, so you'll keep an eye on that as a target, and I think quite a few of them could be inside that. Who's going to take this one then, Paul?
Oh, goodness. Well, Lucy Hope, Michaela Glenister, 2 more experience, are now behind Elizabeth Land over there in lane number 2, and it looks like she might just take this one. Right in the outside lane, Elizabeth Land. They're all going to try and come back now. Maybe the top 4 might be looking good for a place in that final if they can dip under the 420. Land is definitely going to be under that 420 mark. She will be there. 4:17.63. Lucy Hope, Michaela Glenister and Emma Price all under the 420 mark. They should be in that top 8 as well. And Evie Mackey might just get in there too, I think, in 5th place in that final heat. Alice Forrest again will be close, but maybe just missing out. We'll wait and see. We'll find out just in a second.
So top 8 should be coming up any moment. There you go. So Leah Chris leading the way. That excellent 4:12. Evie Mackey does get in 4:20.22 in 8th spot. And there's your B finalists. Alice Forrest through to Isabel Wood. The 2 Katies from Newcastle. In fact, a trio of Newcastle swimmers there that we saw earlier. 1, 2, 3 in heat number 3. And they all make it into the B final. Rosie Forster just missing out there in 17th spot as we see the remaining swimmers. So that's us done with individual swims, but don't go anywhere because we love a relay, don't we?
We do. And we have, how many? 3 heats of the relays to swim? Duncan, is it? Yeah, 3 heats of this mixed 4x50 medley relay. The fastest 2 heats will swim in the final session tonight. And again, mixed relays kind of adding a different dimension, but again a little bit less scope is where you put your swimmers, where you put your male or female swimmers. I think in the freestyle you can pick and choose where you put the swimmers, but in the medley, if you've got a good male backstroker and you haven't got a female backstroker, then you're kind of stuck to put your male backstroker off first. And we have in this one Stirling Swim, Inverclyde, Carnegie, Mulgine, Bearsden, Dundee City Aquatic, Durham City and Dumfries, various combination of A and B teams, and leading them through, it looks like Durham City in lane number 6 leads them through that first. In fact, Carnegie actually leading them through. My apologies, Carnegie in lane number 3.
Yep, so Lewis Muir on the breaststroke for them. So, of course, if you're leading off with your 2 men, then things can change in the second half. But you probably want to have a man on the breaststroke. I think the biggest differential between male and female swimmers in the breaststroke. It's Inverclyde in the white cap in second place, and they are making ground on Carnegie. And then in lane 4, it's Mulgine and Bearsden, but it's still Carnegie 59.68 at the halfway mark. So as we move to females there, but we've got a male in for Mulgine and Bearsden. That's Caden McLaughlin ahead of Claire Keeling, and also in lane 1, Magnus Morris for Stirling going well. So all change at the third 50, 127.61 into the freestyle.
Coming through very strong in lane number 4, Mulgine Bearsden, Rose McDermott, Sienna Melville in the outside lane as well for Stirling Swim. It does look like these two are going to bring them home now. It is going to be Mulgine Bearsden in lane number 4, just going to get to the wall first. So Rose McDermott brings them home. Sienna Melville in second, Emma Binney in third for Inverclyde, and good swim from Charlotte Judgeson there from Durham City to bring them through into 4th position.
Confirmation of that result, 155.31, so that's the standard for heat number 2. Of course, no finals in this. It's heat declared winner event with the 2 fastest heats being swum tonight. So this is all about getting a fast time for your team in this. There's your lineup for heat 2: Borough of Barnsley, Highland, Morpeth, Aquajets, Carnegie. That would be their A team. We saw their B team in the first heat. Heart of Midlothian, Best, the Borders team, and Chesterley Street, their B team. Morpeth's also a B team, as is Aquajets. So showing the strength of some of these teams, able to put out more than one team. It's good to see. Aquajets with the fastest entry time by a couple of tenths, 156.41. So they have lane 4, and they'll be looking for a fast start here. You see there a mixture of male and females on the backstroke. So that could change how things progress. You expect the men to have the early advantage. Of course, it will all even out in the end. And it is lane 6, and that is Heart of Midlothian leading out there. Jamie Waller, experienced swimmer, going for them. A nice, 12 meters or so underwater on his turn there. So he takes Hearts out to a good strong start, 26.67 from Carnegie and Borough of Barnsley. Second and third into the breaststroke. Lily Mundell taking it on for Hearts, a Scottish junior team member. Probably don't really think of her as a breaststroke, but she's doing it for the team here. She's up against Diana Casapidis for Carnegie, and then we've got Christopher Acevedo coming through strongly for Aquajets. So as we come up to halfway, it's Hearts and Aquajets at the front of this one. Maybe Aquajets will get the touch. They do. Just over the minute, 1:00:33 as we go to the fly swimmers.
Yeah, and again Rebecca Smith goes in for Aquajets, but she's against James Lauder in lane 6 for Heart of Midlothian, so we'll see the lead change hands again. James Lauder going really well, needs a bit of a lead on this final stage though. Also going well, right up there in lane number 2 is Highland, and it is Layla Witherspoon who's going in that final 50 now for Heart of Midlothian. Layla Witherspoon has the edge. She'll be chased down by the male swimmers, Robert Christian in lane number 4, and also Tom Armitage up there in lane number 2, but I think Layla Witherspoon might just have enough to hold on for a win for Hearts. They're all coming back, but she is going to hold on. Well done, Layla, in 1:52.75. Big improvement on the entry times, Duncan, and faster than the first heat.
Yep, 4 seconds faster than their entry time, because I guess they sort of do their calculations to get that entry time based on the PBs of their planned team. It's not necessarily, of course, the team that swims. So good stuff there from Hearts. Aquajets also inside their entry time by a couple of seconds, and Morpeth with a strong finish there to take third. So we've got one more swim for you this morning, and it's going to be a good one, I think. Heat number 3, the lineup: Midlothian, Dundee City Aquatics, Stirling Swimming, the Warrender B team, Chesley Street, Glenrothes, Lerwick and Geary. So good representation.
See my club represented, Glenrothes. I see them have a relay team in.
Yep, so we've got from the Lothians, we've got from northeast of England, we've got from the Aberdeen area, Geary area, and we've got the Shetland Lerwick team represented. And Fife.
Yeah, don't forget the Fifers. Let's see where we are with this opening on the backstroke. Very good start there in lanes. I think Greer van der Molen off to a very good start in lane number 3. Rosie Forster back in the water again. It's not been much of a rest for Rosie Forster from Warrender, but Stirling Swim. And Warrender in lane number 4. In fact, that's a male swimmer, so I'm not sure if our information is correct on the scoreboard, but Stirling Swim lead Warrender. Glenrothes right in the mix as well.
So coming through strongly on the breaststroke is Dylan Mitchell, very strong breaststroker for Warrender, and he'll be looking to open up a strong lead. It'll be the females in for the second half for the Warrender team. Lane 6 going nicely, as you said. Glenrothes in nicely there in second spot, so it's the two going through. Warrender 55.93, that is quite a bit faster than the first 2 heats, so excellent stuff from them. Midlothian up into second now, up in lane 1, but it's Warrender now. Well, the screen says Mano Drysdale, but that is definitely not Mano Drysdale in the water. So it is Warrender still leading the way, but being chased by Stirling as we go to the final swimmers. 1:24.38 and 1:25.76, all to play for down the stretch here.
Yeah, it is. Maybe Warrender just going to lead them through here. Are they going to have enough to hold on? Again, it's a female swimmer. The male swimmers starting to come back in the closing stages, but far too much to make up. It is going to be Warrender Baths who are going to lead Stirling Swim home. Dundee City Aquatic maybe in second, possibly. No, Stirling just hold on. But a clear victory there for Warrender Baths. Whatever the makeup of their team was, it certainly wasn't what we had written in front of us. But anyway, well done to Warrender Baths team. They will take it 1:51.13. Stirling Swim in second, and Dundee City Aquatic in third place. 3 good times for us to finish this session this morning.
Yeah, very nice way to finish off. Remember, we've got 2 more heats of that event to come in this evening's final session. So that is us for session 4. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage. You can see that we'll be back for session 5. Our coverage will begin at 12:45, and we'll be starting swimming at 10:01. And we'll also be back for a 5:30 start. We'll be on air a bit before that for our second night of finals. So do join us for that, and join us this afternoon as well. But from myself, Duncan McKinnell,
and Paul Noble, bye for now. We will see you in an hour's time for the next session. Please join us.